listening to the Friendswood High School Mustangs on the MCS Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Hometown Bank, Select Spine and Sports Medicine, JSC Federal Credit Union, Generators of Houston, Motor Trends, Montz and Mayer Dental Group, and by RE/MAX. And now, the voice of the Mustangs, Kirk and Justin Lowe.
Welcome in to Kermit Corval Stadium here on the island. A beautiful fall evening here. But we're not here for vacation. It's football time. We are on the air. We are live here from Corval Stadium. I'm Kirk Lowe, joined as always by Justin Lowe. Justin, it's island life, my friend. You excited?
Always good time.
We on?
At the Rock in Galveston, island living.
Absolutely. We got the thumbs up from the crowd that we are live and on the air, and not a second too soon as we are about 1 minute away from kickoff. You heard a stirring rendition of the national anthem from the Galveston Ball Golden Tornado Band, if that is their name. And we are about ready to kick off with the captain meeting on the field here in a second. Friendswood coming into this District 10 5A matchup, 1-0 in the district season, 4-0 on the season, but all that being said, it's 1-0. That's the most important thing for Galveston Ball. Looking for that first district win as they took one on the chin last Thursday night on the Cube versus Richmond Foster. And Justin, we say this every week. We're going to say it again, District 10 5A. There may not be a better one in the state of Texas.
Yeah, 10 5A is about as legit as it comes in terms of 5A districts in the state of Texas. Not any one team is unbeatable, and every team in this district is going to come away with some wins this year. Galveston Ball is a team that is much improved in past years. Friendswood is improving as well as they still remain undefeated and looking to stay that way.
No, absolutely. Again, Galveston Ball, they've really turned things around the last few years. Coach Kimball Anders, former Ball student, former U of H back, former NFL players come and done a great job turning this program around. Got their first playoff victory last year since 1999. So first 21st century playoff win for this Galveston Ball team. But all that being said, that's all thrown out tonight because they're looking to get a district win here on their home field. The captains are on the field tonight. Justin, who we got captains for the Friendswood Mustangs?
We have Austin Alvarez, Luke Gurdon, Davis Tinger, and Big Michael Gibson.
And Friendswood is going to take the opening kick as the captains shake hands. Friendswood tonight is in their black pants, white jersey, and white helmets. For Galveston Ball, they're in their purple and gold, the royal colors. They got their gold pants, purple jerseys, and their purple and gold helmets. Again, I love this atmosphere. This is old school football. First of all, we walked down the field, we know something different. What was it?
That grass.
Grass. You almost forget what it feels like. You almost feel like you're at your house. Everything's turf these days, but not here on the island. They do it old school, and they do it upright here at beautiful Kermit Corval Stadium. We are excited to be here. Again, thank you guys for tuning in, as always, to MCS Sports. Friendswood football 2018. Our broadcasts get better and better only because the football play gets better and better for the Mustangs. We've enjoyed seeing them improve all year and looking forward to seeing that continuation this evening. Looks like back for the Friendswood Mustangs, we're going to have Alvarez and Zach Zamora ready to return this kick once Galveston ball gets on the field. Nice contingent of Friendswood fans here came across the causeway this evening. Wonder if some of them are going to stay to do some island living the rest of the weekend, or going to head back to the mainland.
Well, I imagine that's going to depend if they get a win tonight or not.
That's true. We can celebrate on the Strand or not. Depends on how it turns out for the Mustangs.
Go home with no music on in the car.
Absolutely, and we have a special guest in the booth with us right now. Councilman John Scott from Friendswood's here, and who knows, maybe hear from him at halftime. You never know who we'll get on as our halftime guest. That's the beauty of these broadcasts, is we just kind of wing it around here, and so always glad to have you guys again tuning in. We've had a lot of views. We saw over 500 from the last game. Look to see that continue this week, as well as the Mustangs are ready to get this one underway. Galveston ball tees the ball up on their 40. Kicker has got it ready. He's got it lined up, and the boot is away from Zach Lerner. That's a good on Zach Zamora. Zach Zamora is going to hand it off to Austin Alvarez, the 10, 15. He's going to be brought down to 19. Didn't fool too many tornadoes on that one.
No, just got caught in between right there. The Mustangs trying to do that reverse action that they like to when the ball is kicked deep. Ball not kicked quite deep enough for that. Zamora had to backtrack. Nobody bought the fake. And the Mustangs are going to start on their own 19.
Again, as always, Luke Garden in at quarterback for the Stangs. Colton Halata will start today at tailback. Our usual receiving core, we have the Flu, Zamora. Looks like Christian Lee and Austin Alvarez. Pass quick to Garden to Alvarez out in the flats. Got it complete. Going to pick up about maybe 2. Just a little quick out there, and Alvarez really nowhere to go that time. Alvarez, I expect him to be a major target for Garden, but also a major target on his back for those Galveston ball defenders.
Yeah, absolutely. Alvarez is definitely a tall task for the Tor cornerbacks this evening. Alvarez is pretty tall, runs about 6'2", can run vertical and stretch the field for the Mustangs.
Empty backfield this time. It's Halata, pops out to the wing. Second down and 8 for the Friendswood Mustangs. Friendswood moving right to left on your computer screen. Need to pick up a block. They do. Pass complete to Christian Lee. That's going to be good enough for a first down. Get about a 33-yard line of Friendswood. Offensive line did a good job of rolling out with Garden that time, picking up their blocks, and Garden had plenty of time to make that nice completion. Justin, we've seen Garden just get more in sync with his receivers every week.
Yeah, absolutely. Started off a little shaky for Garden. He had high expectations coming in as just a young sophomore. Garden showing his stuff right there.
Halata offset to Garden's right. Twin receivers at both sides. Mustangs left high, 33-yard line. Garden barks it out, hands to Halata. First rush of the game up the middle. There he goes, 40-yard line, right to the 44. That's going to be enough for a Friendswood first down, and that's nice to see from Colton Halata. Again, getting the start tonight for Luke Revere. Two totally different running styles. What I like to see about Halata right there is he did put his head down and kind of in Revere fashion, pushes away to get that 10.
Yeah, excellent block right there by Ryan Mitchell, springing him free for the first.
First and 10 now for the Stangs. Ball's on their own 44-yard line. Handoff again to Halata. Off to the right side, puts his head down, gets about 5, but we got some laundry on the field. Looks like a preliminary call is going to be offsides on the Tors. Coach Koopman's got his side.
I imagine they'll be taking that one.
Sure, 1st and 5 or 2nd and 5. It's kind of an easy decision. And that is going to be the call, and they will move the ball now to the 49-yard line of Friendswood. Friendswood right across midfield here. 1st and 5 from their own 49-yard line. Again, just underway here from Galveston. 10-15 and counting here in the first quarter. Friendswood looking to keep that undefeated season alive. Galveston ball looking for that first district win here on the island. Twin receivers to both sides. They do that stack formation. Garden back to pass. Looking for the Flu. That's overthrown and just in and out of the hands of the Galveston ball defender.
Yoakum right there on the coverage, but Garden had a free pass right there. The Tors a little antsy. Looked like John Brown hopped across that line of scrimmage just a bit too early, and that should result in a first down for the Mustangs.
2 in a row, if that is true.
Not a great ball by Garden, but That is a smart decision right there. Throw it up, give the receiver a chance. It's a free play. They'll get the first down regardless.
I'm still surprised the DB didn't catch that ball. Went right through the hands.
That's not going to go on his highlight tape.
Absolutely not. He might be more of a bat that ball down, put it on the turf player. But we'll see. 1st and 10 now regardless for the Mustangs. Ball's on the G-ball 46-yard line. Friendswood going from the right highest, trips to the left, trips to the right. Fluellen, single receiver to his left, Lee in motion. Gurdon calls it out. Halata up the middle. Little spin move, still growing, still churning. Gets about 3 yards, maybe 4 on that carry. Going to bring up now about a 2nd and 7 for the Mustangs.
And if you're G-ball, you're coming into this game the underdog, you're undersized. Everybody thinks Friendswood is going to come out on top tonight. You can't have simple mistakes early on in this ball game.
Absolutely not. You're right. And those 2 offsides penalties, that's just, you're right. You got to avoid those at all costs. Friendswood getting the play in. Looks like twin receivers of both sides. Going to have Alvarez and Zamora up top to our right. Christian Lee and the Flu to the left. Halata offset to Gurdon's right. More movement again. Gurdon looking for a free play. Going to scramble, going to keep it down to the 40, going to run out of bounds right about the 39-yard line. Is it going to be the 3rd one on that defensive line?
That's going to be the 2nd in a row on John Brown. Not a fan of the hard count.
He is antsy, and we'll see if he's going to stay in the game right now or not. Coach Anders not going to be pleased with that at all.
Yeah, well, I mean, he is a senior, and that's not something you can be doing at this level of football.
You've given Friendswood 15 yards in this drive already. Free yards on an offense that doesn't need that help. So we will see for Friendswood. Christian Lee, single receiver offset to the left. Trips to the right, and we are going to have, well, I apologize. I'm not sure what we're going to have. Thought we're going to have a timeout on the field. Official's going to talk to Coach Anders.
Official review,
there
is no video board here, and there is nothing to review.
Well, maybe we're just missing it. No, I don't see the board, so I don't know what I'm not sure what that call was for. But in the meantime, we'll tell you, first of all, thanks again, as always, for listening into our broadcast tonight. Tonight's game brought to you by Hometown Banker Friendswood, Gen RG, and Remax, the Pinnacle Construction Coaches Show we will try to get to at halftime tonight. Thanks, as always, to Pinnacle Construction for being there for all your construction needs. 8:39, the official review is over, and nothing has changed. It is 2nd and 1. Friendswood, going to look for the screen. Gurdon roll to his right. Going to just throw it up and to his favorite target, Alvarez, but it's just a little wide. And now we have a late flag thrown about the 35-yard line.
Not sure who that was on right there. It's between Franks and Mitchell, both pointing at each other, saying they're the culprit. But we'll see how that one shakes out.
I was seeing ineligible receiver. I think Mitchell's too far down the field.
He was a ways down there.
Right. And that happens sometimes. You know, they're doing their job blocking.
Can't blame Mitchell for that one. It's a broken play. Gurdon's scrambling around 5+ seconds. Sometimes your linemen get downfield not knowing where the quarterback is, just trying to catch a body.
Absolutely. I would love to have seen that. Well, all right, well, there you go. 2 penalties. You do have the ineligible receiver. You did have a personal foul on Galveston Ball. However, that is negated, and it will still be a 2nd and 1 as if it never happened.
That is the 4th penalty on the Tours in just this first drive.
For a team to try and get that first district win, that is not the way to go about it. Twin receivers to the right side, single receiver to the left. Christian Lee's going to be in that tight end slot. Halata straight back off of Gurdon. Halata up the middle is going to be brought down easily that time. See who that was that time. Looked like Josh Hickman in on the tackle for the Tours.
Yeah, Halata, no gain right there. Hickman closed that gap very quickly. Nothing there for Halata and the Mustangs.
We'll bring up a 3rd down and 1 now for the Mustangs. Critical play here, keep this drive alive and get some points on the board. This first drive, twin receivers on both sides. Halata right up the gut, puts his head down, hits Hickman straight in the chest, but he gets 2, which is 1 more than he needed. That is going to be a 1st down for the Friendswood Mustangs.
Mustangs in no hurry tonight. They usually play that fast tempo football, but they're letting this clock tick a little bit.
We have a new tailback in the game now, along with Halata. This is Noah Palace, sophomore tailback, transferred in this season, and he will be in there with Colton Halata right now, as they're going to be on either side of Gurdon. Twin receivers to the top. Single receiver is Lee. Down low, Palace is open, not going to look. Gurdon up the middle. Alvarez complete. Making a little move, but nowhere to go. But that's going to be enough for a first down for the Mustangs. Ball is spotted on their 22-yard line of Galveston ball. And this drive continues. 7:20 left here in the first quarter. Friendswood's first possession, a methodical drive down the field, many times helped by Galveston ball's mistakes.
Excellent patience right there shown by young Gurdon. A young player like that is usually ready to get that ball out of his hand as quickly as possible. Gurdon stays in the pocket. Alvarez settles between that zone coverage, picks up the first and a little more.
So 1st and 10, new set of downs now for the Mustangs. Ball's on the right hash, 22-yard line in G-ball territory, getting ready to get into that red zone. Gurdon barks it out, back to pass, looking for Lee across the middle. He's overthrown, intercepted. Ball's returned 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Run out of bounds at the right at the midfield stripe. Oh, goodness, that is going to be number 24, Darian Jobe on the interception. Had Christian Lee open across the middle, threw over his right shoulder. Lee's looking for it on the left, and that time Galveston ball does get the pick. And a painful one as that brings it right back to midfield.
Mustangs were marching down the field, having their way with the Tor defense. Ran nearly 6 minutes off the clock, but nothing to show for it, and the Tors will start right on the 50.
Well, Friendswood's defense, they've done a lot of growing up, Justin, this year, and they've been playing well, better every game, and it started with that defensive line. We're fixing to see what they can do here with this Galveston ball offense. Galveston ball, they've got a running back there, and he is quite a load. That's number 21, Clarence Dalton. Goes about 220, 225, maybe 5'10", compact runner to say the least. No doubt the leading rusher for Galveston ball this season. Quarterback in for Galveston ball is Martavian Jackson. He's a good one too, dual threat. Jackson to Dalton. Dalton at the middle. There he goes, 45-40. Put his head down, 35-30. I'm telling you, he's a load to bring down. There's a great example of it right there. He can get down to the 28-yard line of the Mustangs.
And he showed a quick burst. The hole opened up, exploded through that line right there, had a gap. Map tracks him down a few yards past the sticks.
1st and 10 now for the Tors. Ball's on the Friendswood 28. Jackson barks it out, hands to Dalton. Well, there's no secret what they want to do, is there?
Absolutely not. And the Tors running with a little pace right now.
You know, this one we saw last game against Texas City. They came out and just hit Friendswood in the mouth that first drive. Friendswood responded, made some adjustments. Different story. It's eerily similar, though, to that game last week where it just took a series to get Friendswood woke up. A little end around this time is going to be, cut up the field, going to be brought down maybe for a yard gain.
That was Bennett on the carry, just the jet sweep action. Nothing there. Good job by the Mustangs and the DNs of holding that line of scrimmage. Looks like that was Tinger on the outside, making sure nobody breaks his contain. About a 1-yard gain right there.
3rd and 5 now for the Tors. See if they can keep this drive going. Ball is on the Friendswood Mustang 23-yard line. They are knocking on that red zone door.
Nobody in the backfield right now, but you have a dual threat quarterback, and this is 4-down territory. Watch for the QB draw.
Oh, a little end around to Dalton. Big fella is brought down, however. But he does get the first down. He can be brought down by Connor Haynes. Nice tackle by Haynes.
Love the play call. That was some tricky stuff right there. Jackson dumps the ball off to Dalton, coming right around, a little jet sweep action in front of the quarterback. If he drops it, it's technically a pass. Would have been incomplete right there. Well, the chains are moving a little slow right
here
there.
On that island life. Yeah, absolutely. There we go. 1st and 10. It's ready to go now. Oh, ball on the turf. Ball's recovered. Hermes got it. Just a little mix up in the backfield for the Tors. Running back hit a wide receiver, popped the ball loose, and Hermes right there. Johnny on the spot.
Speaking of a good play call, there is a terrible one right there. The Tors trying to get too cute after they had success with it.
Absolutely.
Too many guys floating around in the backfield. You got 3 guys converging on the football, and Hermes is there to scoop up the mistake by the Tors.
So 1st and 10 now for the Mustangs, and so far we've had 2 drives for both teams and 2 turnovers to end them both. Friendswood will start this drive now on their own 18-yard line, and what a huge break as Galveston ball, like you said, Justin, they were moving with some pace, and what they were doing was very effective. They were getting some good yardage, even at that last play, that end around. And that play right there, like I said, maybe just a little too cute for the Tors. Gurdon hands off to Halata. Halata's wrapped up quickly in the backfield. He's going to get no gain back to the line of scrimmage.
It looked like that was John Brown on the tackle right there. Big Mike pulled, but Brown was able to get through that gap quick enough.
Right,
the exchange was not fast enough for the Mustangs. Brown was able to shoot through the open gap left by Big Mike.
We are 4 minutes and counting left here in the first quarter. 0-0 is the score here from the island. Friendswood's had the ball 1 possession. Galveston's had the ball 1 possession. Both end with a turnover. Fluellen in motion. Quad set to the right side. Gurdon looking that direction. Throws across the middle. That ball's almost incomplete. Intercepted by Evan Bennett. However, that ball is dropped. Would have been a tough pass for Alvarez regardless.
Tell you what, I saw John Brown jump off sides again right there. There was no call. Looked like he was a little antsy again. But no call. Ball catches a break right there. That would have been his 3rd offsides penalty and the 5th for the Tors.
And for those of y'all listening here, we have a lost wedding band up here in the press box. So if anybody on the Friendswood side is missing a nice silver band, come up here and claim it. Gurdon pass over the head of Alvarez. That is going to bring up now a 4th down and 11. So Friendswood, it's not going to go well at all. Quick 3 and out after the opportune turnover, and Galveston ball will get this ball back in good field position.
Yeah, Alvarez was open along that ball sideline. Gurdon just not able to put it on him right there.
3:45 left here in the first quarter. Alvarez doing the kicking duties tonight as Langston has not dressed out this evening. Alvarez does the field goal and the place kicking, and now we'll do the punting duty as well. Kicks the ball from his own 5. That's a high wobbler. That's going to hit right at the 39. Going to roll out of bounds. Well, it's going to be dropped dead at about the 44-yard line. Galveston ball player made a move like he was going to do something, which would have been let's call it a not smart play. But regardless, G-ball gets good field position now to start their second drive of the ball game on Friendswood's 44-yard line. Again, tonight's first quarter brought to you by Genergy and by Remax of Friendswood. Thank you guys for listening, as always, to Friendswood football here on MCS Sports. Tonight we are living that island life here from Corville Stadium, deep in the heart of Galveston, Texas. Jackson, twin receivers of both sides. Hands the ball off to Dalton. Once he picks up the turf, Dalton's going to be caught from behind and brought down. Mike Hermes, he can get a sack, he can recover fumbles, he can get you tackled for a loss too.
Yeah, Hermes came in unblocked right there. The snap was low. He's designed to not be blocked right there because the run's going the opposite direction. But because of the bobble and the low snap, Hermes able to get there no problem, take him down for a loss of 3.
Trips receiver to the left side for Jackson. Single receiver to the right. Dalton offset to Jackson's right. 2nd down and 12. Whew, that's a tough pass. It is not going to be complete. That's going to be to Robert Ellis, sophomore receiver.
Dan Roney in the coverage right there out in the flats. Hermes doing an excellent job of getting his hands up in the sight of Jackson.
And even if that pass would have been on target, then you said Roney was right there, would have made that stop. So regardless, it's going to still be now 3rd and 13 for the Tors. Ball is on Friendswood's 47-yard line. Ball moving left to right on your computer monitor. Hermes looking to come. Tinger off the edge. Not getting blocked. There they come. Got to get him. They got him. Tinger and Hermes, both of them. You can see that one set up before the play was snapped. They was trying to get one-on-one out there, and those guys are just too good. That's going to be a sack.
That is going to be a sack. They're going to move the sticks about a quarter-yard back, just enough to show the DN some love right there.
That can be a half sack?
I would say that's going to go down as a hack sack. Tinger did make first contact.
So too.
He's going to fight for that whole one, but they'll hash it out in the meeting room Saturday.
We're going to let it. We're going to show love to both and give them a half sack. Bubba Farrell comes off the field as Galveston ball will punt from the Friendswood 48-yard line. Halana back on his own 10. Ooh, kick was almost tipped. Halana's going to let this one go. Ooh, that's a nice kick, though, by Ball. That ball is going to roll out of bounds at the Friendswood 5-yard line. We're going to take a quick break here on MCS. Take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here. First quarter, 0-0.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to MCS Sports broadcast of Friendswood football. That pass is going to be complete to Zach Zamora. Zamora is going to get the ball all the way down to the, well, we're going to say 25. However, we got some laundry on the field. We're going to see what they're going to call on this one. That pass was set up nicely. Zamora did a nice job of running with after the catch. However, they're going backwards. That would be a hold on the Mustangs. They'll move them back.
Right about to the original line of scrimmage. What's that happened downfield right there when Zamora was breaking some tackles.
So it will now be a
first and 10.
There you go. Not the usual comment after a hold, but we'll take it. First and 10 for the Mustangs. Zamora won't take it, though, as he lost. Great gain on that first down play. Twin receivers to both, single receiver up top to the right. Christian Lee in at tight end. Twin receivers to the left. Halana in the backfield. Halana with the carry up the middle. Got some room. Going to get about 5 on that one to the 10. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 5 now for the Mustangs.
The Tours have done a good job so far of containing Halana, doing a good job of setting the line of scrimmage and filling the holes.
1:30 and counting here left in the first quarter. This one's flown by. Both teams had a couple possessions so far. First 2 ended with a turnover. Second 2 ended with a punt. Friendswood's third possession. See if they can do something. They got a long way to go. They got 90 yards to pay dirt right now. Put some points on the board. Twin receivers to both sides for Gurdon. Halana offset to Gurdon's left. Going to have Zamora in motion. Got him. Oh, that ball was tipped that time. Looked like number 24, Darian Job, had Zamora in the flats. Jobs did a nice job of elevating and get that tip, get the fingers on the ball.
Yeah, that's what they teach you. When you can't get past the O-lineman, you're locked up with them, you're reading the quarterback's eyes, trying to time that throw. And Job doing just that brings up a crucial third down for the Mustangs. They have to punt this one away. The Tours are yet again going to have excellent field position.
Yeah, got a way to find that 5, absolutely. Halana still in the backfield, offset to Gurdon's left, to his right side. Twin receivers to both sides. Alvarez in the slot. Look for Alvarez maybe, and we're going to have a timeout by Friendswood Coach Koopman and Coach Harris. No, they're not on the same page, and this is a good time to call a timeout because you want to be on the same page here. This is a critical third down, Justin. You've got to find a way keep this drive going and not let Galveston ball continue to set up shop here on the Friendswood side of the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Your defense needs a little break. Had a couple quick drives on the offense. This would be 2 3-and-outs right there. Defense needs to get rested up, especially if ball's going to have. If they're going to have to punt it, they're going to have the ball in Friendswood around the 40-yard line.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In other games this evening for District 10 5A, we have Shadow Creek playing at Texas City. Texas City looking to get that first district win. Shadow Creek looking to keep their season rolling the way it has been. Angleton will play Hightower. Hightower to me is a surprise of the district because they're looking for that first win still. And then you have Terry versus Foster, and that's 2 undefeated district teams playing each other tonight out at Fort Bend. We'll see Foster next week, and then we'll see Shadow Creek, the Sharks, making their invasion for Friendswood homecoming. See how real they are, but I don't think I need to see. I think we know how real they are. Gurdon rolls to his right, looking for Alvarez. Got him. That's the man you want to go to, and he does just get enough for that Friendswood Mustang first down. That's something he does a good job of, Justin. Austin just knows if he's got to go 5, he goes 5.
Yeah, excellent route right there by Alvarez, getting to the sticks.
So 1st and 10, and again, crucial for Friendswood as they keep that drive alive and keep Galveston ball at least off the field for a little while longer. It's going to be 1st and 10 now from the Friendswood 16-yard line. Trips receiver to the left side for Gurdon. Halata offset his left. Pitch to Halata. Pick up a block. Big Mike on the roll. Hit somebody. Mike got him. Halata still running. 1st down. My goodness. Mike Gibson just obliterated a tornado.
That was an absolute shot.
Oh my goodness! I'm not going to say who it was on because that's painful to watch. My goodness, Mike! You see him coming. Justin, I'm telling you right now, I've got a lot of courage. I don't know if I'd have stayed in there. That boy got some speed and some size and some aggressiveness. That's a good combination if you're an O-lineman.
Absolutely, especially if he's out in space.
Woo, twin receivers to the right side. Halata with the handoff to the left. Got some running room, 35, 40. Still on his feet out of bounds to the 43. And that's going to be good enough for another Friendswood Mustang 1st down.
Halata starting to get in a little bit of a rhythm right now. The Mustangs have not had much success running the ball between the tackles, but they like getting Big Mike out in space. And Halata, as shifty as he is, he works well outside the hashes.
Officials are blowing the clock dead for us. So we have 8 seconds left here in the 1st quarter. Not sure what we have another official review, Justin.
Well, I don't know what they are discussing. I did not see any flags on the field, maybe the spot of the football.
Well, we'll let you know as soon as we find out, and still waiting. 8 seconds left here in the 1st quarter, 0-0 score. Friendswood, though, is starting to put this drive together, started on their own 5.
And it feels like Friendswood's really been in control of this ball game, but it still remains 0-0. Lucky for the Tours, they've had the ball twice in Friendswood territory to start the drive and have been able to do nothing with it. Referee still conferring to both coaches, unsure about what at the moment. Oh, now they just put 23 seconds on the play clock as it should have stopped after Halata picked up that 1st down.
So we did all that to reset the play clock, and we are ready to go with 8 seconds left here in the quarter. That's going to be 23 seconds total. Sorry, I thought you said the play clock there.
And now the play clock should be rolling, and it is not.
Well, we're going to get it all. So the game clock is at 23 seconds, and we will start now with the snap. Gurdon rolls a little bit to his right. Got a man, Austin Alvarez, across the middle. Is going to be brought down just enough for a 1st down. That will move those chains inside ball territory at the G-ball 47-yard line. Friendswood's ready to go. Chains being moved. Friendswood trying to keep this drive alive.
Should be the last play of the quarter if they get it in. Doesn't look like they're in any type of hurry.
6 seconds left, and it will be it. Into the 1st quarter here from Corville Stadium in Galveston. Score is 0-0. Both teams looking to continue this in 10-5A. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports.
I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but Miss Araceli, she gave me direction.
At age 47, Marco finished his high school diploma.
50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Have you been dreaming of a home renovation? Are you looking to purchase a home? Is it time to refinance? With money to loan and the will to help, the best place to borrow is right at home. At Hometown Bank, dreams are built one family at a time. Stop in to see one of their experienced loan officers today. Hometown Bank is your local bank with deep roots in our community. With big league resources and services, that strength is used for local families and businesses. Come see how being local makes a big difference in banking at Hometown Bank. Visit Facebook, Twitter, or htbna.bank for more information. Member.
Up at 0. Second quarter just underway. Halata off to the left side. Looking for a little more running room. It's going to be run out of bounds about the 40-yard line.
About a 5-yard gain for Halata right there. Tracked out of bounds by the Tours. Halata really starting to get in his rhythm during this second quarter.
We got some. How many yards do you have in the first quarter? Do we have that?
Halata had 8 carries and 48 yards in the first quarter. That's going to make it 9-4-53 right there. Halata, a solid start.
So it will now be a second down, and it should be a 34. No, it's 2nd and 4. Get the scoreboard correct. Zamora in motion off to the right side. Garden having to scramble. Oh, he's going to be brought down for a loss. So we can get that number for Galveston ball. That's like just Jesus Carrillo on that with the loss. And Garden is going to be sacked for a 4-yard loss. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 9. Good coverage that time by the Toro defenders. Again, both teams still looking to get on the board here.
Got to look for Alvarez right here along the sideline. Look for him to get right to the stick on a comeback route. They've had a lot of success with that Alvarez comeback route, getting to the sticks, ran it quite a few times last week.
Alvarez is off to our right. Garden looking his way. That ball is intercepted off his fingertips. 30, 35, 40. 45, just a whirling dervish down to the 47 is Evan Bennett. Alvarez had that ball in his fingertips, slipped through. Bennett right there for the pick, and Galveston ball, another timely break for the Tours.
Man, love the play call too. Alvarez started chopping his feet like he was coming for that comeback route, broke it inside into the coverage. Gurdon put it on him. Alvarez off the fingertips, usually a sure-handed receiver. Doesn't look good on Gurdon's stats, but that was a good ball by young Luke right there. Alvarez is going to go back out and get the next one. But the Tours starting with excellent field position, actually their worst field position of the night, on their own 47-yard line.
Dalton in there with Jackson, offset to Jackson's left. Dalton with a handoff up the middle, puts his head down, gets about 2 on that carry. There's like Roney in there along with Stevens and Helton, all the linebacking crew active in there. Bubba Farrell in there as well. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 8 now for the Tornadoes. Twin receivers are both sides for Jackson. Jackson back to pass. Got a man. That's going to be a short pass, incomplete. Looking for Jaden Bennett. Just threw that ball off the grass.
Held in pursuit right there. Pretty decent coverage right there. Had Hermes tracking down the QB. Got his hands up just in time. Made it a little difficult for the throw right there.
It will now be a 3rd down and 8 for the Tornadoes. Twin receivers of both sides for Jackson. Clarence Dalton offset to his left. Roney sneaking up to that line. Here comes Roney. Jackson having to roll out to his left. That ball's going to be thrown way out of bounds and incomplete. Looking for Jaden Bennett again. Good pressure from the edge from Dane Roney.
Man, Hermes could have had him right there if he would have stayed in his contain. Shot inside, looking for that sack. Jackson able to roll outside, keep the play alive. Galveston is looking to go for it, but I don't see the merit in that right there.
I don't either.
They have held the Friendswood Mustangs to 0 tonight. Defense doing a solid job. Offense not showing much life, and they are going to bring on the punting unit.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. That's so smart right here. You want to put Friendswood back at their own position, especially when you're looking at 8 yards, to go. If it was a 4th and 1 or 2 with Dalton, I think that's not a bad idea right there, but try to find a way to pin the Mustangs back. Halata and Zamora back to receive this kick, both inside their own 20-yard line. Snap is good. Kick is up. Kick's a little short. It's going to hit inside the 30. Got a penalty. Got a lot of flags flying, and that ball's touched at the 17-yard line.
That was an easy one right there. Stevens with a cut block of a Tor right in front of all the referees. A couple flags on the field. That's going to be 15, and the Mustangs are going to start deep in their own territory, right around inside their own 10-yard line.
That makes it even better for Galveston ball. Then good decision for the Tours. Already would have pinned Friendswood inside their 20. See where they're going to end up marking this ball back. We are at 10:14 left here in the second quarter, 0-0 ball game. And they'll take that one. Should be about half that distance, and it is right to the 8-yard line. So Mustangs, very similar spot to where they started that last drive, Justin.
Absolutely. Let's see if they can get Halata going again. He's broken over 50 yards already in this ball game, but the Mustangs have just not been able to piece a full drive together.
Halata offset to the left in the wings in a slot position. Halata rolls out to his left. Gurdon, though, looks across the middle, got a man. That's going to be the flu. All the way to the 34-yard line, Alex Fluellen. First down and then some. Nice job by Gurdon. Not to panic that time. Had a man, had Halata in the flats, but liked his choices with Fluellen, and a good choice it was. First and 10 for the Mustangs.
Yeah, the Taurus bit on that fake screen right there, or the fake swing to Halata. Flew able to fake his block, get wide open down the seam, pick up 26.
Trips for the a little movement, but no call yet. Halata offside to the right. Going to follow Mike Gibson again. He's still on his feet, still churning. They're trying to strip that ball out of there. It's not going to happen. He's going to get almost enough for a first. Looks like about.
He might just have it.
Well, let's see. The way they're standing, first down for Colton Halata. Nice run that time. A lot of yards after the initial contact. Ball spotted on the Mustang 43-yard line. Again, Halata did a great job of not just bursting out of there, let Mike get his position, followed him down the field. Mike didn't get a kill shot that time he did before, but again, he takes up that space. Smart run by Colton Halata. Empty backfield for Gurdon. A little movement up front again. Got a man across the middle, complete. Christian Lee still on his feet. 30. Ow, he's down at the 25-yard line. There's a penalty flag. I think there was some movement up front by the Taurus again.
34 yards on the reception for Lee right there. That was a free play. The Taurus have been incredibly jumpy tonight. That's number 5.
Yeah, that's something you see maybe week 1 or 2. I'm surprised we're seeing that right now.
You know, district ball game, that type of play is unacceptable. You break the film, you know what this team is going to do. They keep biting on the same hard count, reliving the same mistake over and over again.
So first down and 10 for the Mustangs. 9 minutes left here in the first half. Gurdon back to pass. Oh, Alvarez made a move in the back of the end zone. That ball is caught. That ball is 6. That's a touchdown for the Friendswood Mustangs. Austin Alvarez, nice little double move there. Toward defender trail. And you can get that ball near Alvarez. He's going to make that catch every time.
Out and up right there. Good pump by Gurdon. Brought the corner up. And a dime of a ball thrown by cool hand Luke Alvarez hits him in stride right at that back pylon. 6 points for your Mustangs.
Alvarez will stay on the field to do the kicking duty, try to get that extra point. Friendswood puts the first score of the game on the board. Alvarez kick is up. That kick is good. We'll take a quick break here on MCS Sports. Score is Friendswood 7, Galveston ball 0.
What if I could tell you that a full-blown wildfire was going to occur tomorrow right where you live? Tell you exactly which neighborhoods it would engulf and how fast it would do it. The first thing you would do is talk with your loved ones and make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a wildfire will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you make a plan anyway? Visit caloes.ca.gov and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait, communicate. Brought to you by Cal OES, FEMA, and the Ad Council.
Next Thursday, you will be caught in a flash flood.
Disasters don't plan ahead, but you can. Talk to your loved ones about making an emergency plan. Get started today at nyc.gov/readyny or call 311. Brought to you by New York City Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to Corville Stadium here on the island, where the score is Friendswood 7, Galveston ball 0. 8:56 left here in the first half. That kickoff is going to go into the end zone and be brought back 5, 10, 15. Well, not quite to the 15.
Swallowed up right there by Parks and Mapp.
And that's Clarence Dalton, their tailback, back to return those kicks.
You don't usually see a returner running about 220 right back there.
No, you don't. And, you know, hey, Friendswood did a great job. You know, Friendswood special teams, most of the season's done.
They've done solid. We see a lot of teams like to pooch kick the ball, and because they don't trust their special teams unit to track down the other team's best athlete. The Mustangs have no fear, boot the ball deep. Alvarez has a great leg on him, can get it right next to that goal line, that time in the end zone. Good coverage.
Trips receivers to the left side. Dalton with the handoff. Bounce from the right to the left. Oh, he's got some running room. There he goes, 30, 40, 50. Switches hands to the left hand. He's going to be inside of Friendswood territory. Brought down at the 25-yard line by Trey Mapp. Dalton goes to the right, bottled up, comes back to the left, and just for the young man his size, we have some fireworks over the stadium by now, and it's not because of that run, but regardless, he has some afterburners. Galveston ball, hands off to Dalton again up the middle, puts his head down, gets about 4 or 5. They don't give him a break.
Speed and power right there. Doing an excellent job of showing patience on that last run, feeling out the blocks, waiting until that hole opens up, bursting through it, picking up a huge gain as they are now in that red zone.
They sure are. Again, that was a quick turnaround. 2 plays, and you're already inside Friendswood's 20-yard line, and the drive started on Galveston ball's 13. 2 backs in the backfield. Another large running back, but we'll get his name in a second. Handoff this time is going to go to number 7, Deonza Yoakum.
Swallowed up by Roney, doing an excellent job of reading that one. Swallowed him up, a loss of 2 on the play.
That will bring up a 2nd down and 12 now. And that's Jared Kitchen in the backfield for the Tours. Dalton comes back in. And we have just about a little over 7 minutes left here in the first half. Friendswood on top 7-0, but Galveston ball knocking out that door as they are inside the red zone. Twin receivers to the right side, single receiver up top, to the left, single receiver to the right. Dalton and Kitchen side by side, but Martavian Jackson. Jackson looking to pass, goes to his right side. That's a tough pass, incomplete.
Haynes on the coverage right there. Had a small window to fit it in there. Jackson skipped it a little bit short. Haynes all over that one, 4th and 4, and the offense remains on the field.
Kitchen comes off. Looks like we're going to bring another receiver in. It's going to be Dalton in the backfield by his lonesome, it looks like.
Again, watch Jackson on that QB run. He's a dual threat. Nobody in the backfield. Last time they ran this, they dumped it off inside to Dalton on a little jet sweep pass.
Friendswood fans on their feet. This time Jackson quick out. That ball's caught. Is that going to be enough?
Hard to tell from here. Caught by Ellis was the receiver they brought in.
I don't think he got it. I don't think he went for it.
Friendswood saying they're a little short. They're going to have to bring out the sticks. Galveston ball is not acting like they got it.
They did not.
That's Mustang football.
That was a great pass. Everything was fine except you didn't go 4 yards.
A critical mistake right there by Ellis. I imagine the coach drew that route up to get to the sticks, not to pick up 3 1/4.
No, I would agree with you 100% there, and I'm sure that Ellis will hear about it right now as he goes to the sideline. Oh, tough break for the Tours right there. Great one for the Mustangs. See if they can take advantage of this. Maybe put some points on the board, a little bit more before this half is done. Again, 6:53 left here in the first half. Friendswood on top, 7-0. Gonna update you on some other District 10 5A scores as they come in. Hightower on top of Angleton right now. Hightower looking for that first win, 7-0. Gurdon fumbles the snap, picks it up, hands to Halad. He's going to be brought down for a loss. That play was dead before it started.
Absolutely. Just a little confusion and bobbling in the backfield for the Mustangs. Going to bring up a 2nd and 12.
Other District 10 5A scores, Foster and Terry knotted up at 7, just starting the second. And Shadow Creek, they continue to roll 28-0 over Texas City, just started the second quarter.
Ouch.
In Texas City.
That one hurts.
I would say that stings you, but that would be a bad stingery joke, so I'm going to pass on that one. Gurdon back to pass, got a man. Zamora caught. Zamora still on his feet, looking for some more running room. That's going to be enough. maybe to the first down sticks, right at the 26-yard line.
Great block by Christian Lee downfield. Zamora going all the way across the formation. Lee keeping his head on a swivel, taking out a Tor, allowing Zamora to pick up that first down.
And she does. Again, Friendswood receiver, sure-handed. It just seems like Garden, every game just gets a little bit more in sync with those guys. But, you know, you guys like your Zamora, your Christian Lees, your Fluke, they're going to get a lot of looks as these teams are going to start really focusing on Alvarez, and rightfully so. But you really can't take a break on anybody else in that receiving core. Going to Zamora again. This time it's caught. Make a move. He is brought down about a 2-yard, maybe 3-yard gain, as he could not get past. Looked like number 3 that time, Michael Franks.
Good job of Franks by breaking down right there. Going to bring up a 2nd and 6 for the Mustangs.
Halata is out. Looks like Noah Pallett's coming in. Again, the sophomore newcomer to the varsity this game. Lee in a tight end. Twin receivers to the right side. Single receiver up top to the left. Friendswood moving left to right. Pallett's on the handoff. Going around the left side. Got a man. Guess who? Big Mike. Pallett's on his feet. First down and then some. Noah Pallett's. Ball is going to be brought. He's going to be brought down to the 46-yard line of the Mustangs. Not a bad first run for that young man.
Tell you what, number 7, Yakum, went into fetal position. He saw Big Mike coming around, dove out of the way. Not a chance at that one.
You're going to say Gibson got nobody. Yeah, he did.
He made him dive out of the way.
Absolutely. That's just as good.
He's got friends and family in the stands, and he didn't want any piece of Big Mike.
Twin receiver to the right side. 2 backs in the backfield. Pallett's and Halata. Gurdon back to pass. Look to the right side. Oh, there's that Austin Alvarez up, and it's going to be just thrown out of bounds. Made that move again. This time that ball was just a little out of bounds. Better coverage that time. Kind of bracketed that time by the safety as well.
Yeah, you had Bennett underneath. Safety over top. Looked like it was Gray over top of that right there. Good job of locking down Alvarez, forcing Gurdon to toss that one to the sidelines.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 now for the Mustangs. Pallett's out. Halata in. Halata with the handoff. Got a big pull around the right side. Halata got some room. 45-40. There he goes. One man to beat. 20. 15. He cuts. 5. He's going to be brought out of bounds at the 3 by number 3, Michael Franks.
51 yards. Colton Halata making it happen. Going to put him over 100 yards for just this first half, showing what he can do.
Elliott Taylor came around that tight end position on that pull. Had some nice block as well on that to spring Halata. And then Halata did the rest on his own. Friendswood is in that hometown bank of Friendswood red zone. They are on the 3, 1st and goal from the 3. Empty backfield. However, we have a new quarterback in there, Zach Zamora. Zamora, no stranger. Nice job, Zamora, just getting that catch on the snap. He is the end, but we have a flag on the play.
I think that one's coming back. I imagine a block in the back right there. Didn't see it happen in the backfield, but regardless, Zamora with an excellent snag right there. Snap a little off to the left, one-handed it, and ran all the way to the right side of the formation, trotting into the end zone. That was an easy one for Zamora if it stands, but I do not think it will.
It's coming against Friendswood. I didn't see the call, but I know it's against the It was a hold. Okay. Regardless, again, it is against the Mustangs, so that play by Zamora will be for naught.
That's a couple good ones from Zamora canceled out tonight.
Yes, absolutely. Again, great job by him of just catching that snap, and you said it right. That ball was way off target.
You know, a lot of people, especially people who don't play quarterback, panic in a situation like that. Zamora keeps a cool head. All for naught.
Double tight formation for the Stangs. Zamora offset to the left. Alvarez to the right. Pallett's trying to get around that right side. He's going to be brought down at the 15. He's going to be brought down for
it's a loss of 2
It's
right
a loss
there.
of 2, sure is. It's going to bring up now a 2nd and goal from the 15-yard line.
I like the double tight formation from the Mustangs, but I like when they sneak Lee out of that formation, just like we saw last week. Watch him chip a block and sneak out right here, right down the seam.
Lee is off to the right side of that tight position. Elliott Taylor off to the left. Again, Alvarez and Zamora. Pallett's in at tailback. That should be got a little early. Got a man that is caught. That is Christian Lee. Call it. What you will, Justin. Great call, and Christian Lee for 6.
13 yards in a touchdown. Not saying I told you so, but that's Lee sneaking out of the tight end formation, right down the seam. 6 points, Mustangs.
Oh, you can say you told you so.
I told you so.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nobody else on the mic but you and I. You said it. You said it. Good call right there. And great blocking, by the way. Cut block by that offensive line. There was Galveston ball players getting up slowly.
Man, and tell you what, they jumped that snap quick. They knew it was on, but the Mustangs O-line doing a great job of cutting them down.
Zamora with the extra point. That is good. 3:35 left here from the island in the first half. It is all Friendswood 14, Galveston ball 0. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports.
We have school spirit. What about you? JSC Federal Credit Union offers Friendswood High School Mustang mascot ATM and debit cards. Parents, students, and staff, show your school spirit with your very own Mustangs mascot card. Visit jscfcu.org for more information on the mascot cards and our other products and services available. JSC Federal Credit Union, home of the Friendswood High School Mustang mascot card, with 2 Friendswood branch locations.
And welcome back to Kermit Corval Stadium here on the island, Galveston, Texas. Friendswood's on top of G-Ball 14-0. That last touchdown from Gurdon to Christian Lee. And Friendswood now takes a 14-0 lead. A little over 3 minutes left here in the first half. Alvarez jazzed and puts that ball out of the end zone towards the Tornado marching band back there getting ready for their halftime performance. Tonight's second quarter brought to you by Frank's Collision Centers and Hometown Bank of Friendswood. Hometown Bank been a sponsor for many FISD activities, many, many years. We greatly appreciate their sponsorship as always. And Frank's Collision Center, new to the area, locations all over, including Clear Lake, LaPorte, and Baytown. For Galveston ball, 3:35 left here in the first quarter. They got a long way to go to get some points on the board. They'll start this drive from their own 25. They've had some moments, Justin, just not been able to put them enough together. Pass back, caught, got all kind of blocks. I don't know if we had some hold out there, but I don't see a flag.
No laundry on the field. Stevens coming up, thought he got chipped in the back right there, but no call. Tornado's able to pick up about 5 yards on the screen right there.
Nigel Green on the reception. He does get that 5. It's going to be a 2nd and 5 now. And again, like I was saying, there's been some spurts of positives for Galveston ball. Just can't seem to put enough together right now against this Friendswood defense. Friendswood's defense all year, bendable, but less on the brakes. And they're continuing that tonight. 2 receivers to the right side, single receiver to the left. Dalton offset to Jackson's right. Jackson on the keeper, trying to get some running room, nowhere to go. See Hilton piled on, but Hermes in there. Looks like we also have Blaze Hilton in on that tackle as well.
And the Mustangs with 2 timeouts remaining and 2:33 on the clock and ticking. If they get a stop here, they're going to be looking to put some points up on the board and put this thing away early.
3rd down and 4 for the Tours. Jackson back to pass. That ball is high. That ball is incomplete. You save a timeout. 4th down, you're going to get the ball back with 2 timeouts remaining.
Man, he had Bennett wide open at the sticks, curling back around just a few yards beyond that 1st down marker, sailed it on him, and now the Tours will have to punt it away to the dangerous Zamora and Halata.
Friendswood should come out of this with very good field position. And again, like you said, Justin, we'll have 2 timeouts left. Still have 2:17 on the clock.
Time will not be an issue for the Mustangs.
Halata and Zamora both parked right about their own 45-yard line here. The last punt was short. Kick is away. It's going to be fair caught by Colton Halata right inside his 45. We'll call it the 45 of Friendswood. They are 55 yards away from putting this thing down to 3 scores. Again, plenty of time and 2 timeouts remaining. And you got to like Friendswood's chance right now. You got to like the confidence they're showing right now, just kind of getting this thing going. You know, shot himself in the foot that first quarter. Once you took some of those penalties away and some of those miscues on the timing, it's been all Mustangs the second quarter.
Yeah, and Gurdon's had this theme of starting off a little shaky, but he's definitely in the rhythm of things right now, and he is rolling.
Gurdon back to pass. It was an empty backfield caught by Flew Ellen. Brought down immediately, but that's going to be a 5-yard gain right to midfield.
Good job of the Flew holding on to the ball right there as he took a decent bit of a shot and was slung around, but 5 yards nonetheless.
Second down and 5. Coach Koopman right in the ear of the official. If he needs to use that timeout, one of them, he is ready. Empty backfield again, low snap. Gurdon does a good job of just getting it. Alvarez complete, 39-yard line, going to run out of bounds. Right at the 33-yard line. Oh, we got a flag on the field, though.
Oh, I think that was offsides on the Tornadoes right there, and it looks like it was John Brown yet again.
That is the call.
Yeah, he jumped that snap early. Is that the
5th or the 6th offside?
Oh, I can't count that high. On Brown, that's number 4.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, and Galveston ball, they're going to look back at this thing tomorrow, Justin, and there's all the opportunities, especially that first quarter drive.
Absolutely.
When they could have put some points on the board and took advantage of things, but they just kept giving Friendswood opportunities. So it is a 1st and 10 now. Friendswood still has both timeouts. God, the snaps are just being off right now. Gurdon picks it up, rolls to his right, got a man. That was tipped.
Yeah, that was tipped down by Nigel Green right there. Looking for Alvarez along the sideline. Would have been enough for a first down, but Green gets his hand up there, and that is his second tip of the night.
That's the 3rd snap now. You've seen they're just going off
target
off
right
there.
Now. Skipped. Luckily, Gurdon able to make something out of it and not take a loss of yardage.
And that's Hutchinson in there. Hutchinson does a good job and has been in that position. Just right now, got to get that timing down. Good snap this time for Gurdon. Right across the middle. Christian Lay caught. Down to the 10. Still on his feet. Still churning. Hang on to that ball, and he does. He's actually brought down at the 11-yard line. Slow to get up. Got a little bit of a kerfluffle going on down here. As Lee was just trying to hang on to the football, he just said, hey, I got it.
Little taunt right there. First down from Lee. He's fired up. That was a great catch and run, taking a lot of purple jerseys with him. 23 yards on the reception. Christian Lee puts him over 50 yards on the evening.
1:20 left here in the half. Friendswood now inside that hometown bank of Friendswood red zone, and we are going to have a timeout on the field called by the Tornadoes. We'll take a quick break here with you. It's 14-0 Friendswood. Don't be long. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports.
This segment is brought to you by Dr. Joe Danke at Select Spine and Sports Medicine. Dr. Danke is the only certified sports chiropractor in Friendswood, and his goals are always to get you out of pain and back to action as fast as possible. Select Spine and Sports Medicine provides the best treatment options for neck and back pain as well as sports-related injuries. To find out more, visit chiropractorfriendswood.com.
And welcome back to Corval Stadium here, where it is 1:17 left here in the first half. Friendswood trying to put their 3rd touchdown of the night on the board. They are inside the hometown bank of Friendswood red zone on the 11. Can still pick up one more first down, but that's not their concern. They're trying to get 11 and get that 6. Gurdon hands off to Halata. Halata to the right side. He's going to be brought down quickly.
Looks like Nigel right there. Nigel Green again on the tackle. Big Mike just missed him. Went outside. Green guessed right. Went inside. Big Mike and Halata not on the same page. That's going to be a loss of about just a yard right there.
We will stay right here as there's a timeout from the Friendswood Mustangs. Again, our halftime show tonight will be brought to you by Motor Trends of Alvin. We will have some catch up on some advertising. We'll have maybe some good music by our MCS sports staff. I'm just guessing. Lindy looking at me like, maybe so. And maybe a special guest from a local celebrity. We'll see what's in store at halftime for us here from the island. Update you guys right now on 10-5A scores. It is Hightower still on top of Angleton 7-0. Foster on top of Terry 14-7. And Shadow Creek Now they're up 35-0. Still halfway through the second quarter.
Goodness.
Goodness indeed. 109 left here from the island. Friendswood looking to go up 21-0 on the Tours. Noah Pallett's in there along with Halata. Pallett's playing tailback. Looks like that might be his new position. The little freshman quarterback last year is the word we get. Let's see if he can catch Pallett. That ball's over his head. Pallett's out there, ran a little wheel route. Ball just overthrown by Gurdon. Had a little spice on it, too, there. Just kind of need to lob that ball in there for that young man.
Yeah, Gurdon needed to put some air into that one, but he was getting pressured by that Tour D line. They're doing a great job of timing that snap up, which is interesting because they got about 5 offside penalties tonight.
You're right.
But no, they were all over that one. The O-line doing actually a pretty solid job of picking it up. They brought some pressure. Gurdon felt it and just put a little too much on that one.
Palace goes out. The flu comes in. Twin receivers at both sides. Golly, they are jumping again. Justin, there's a flag on the field. It doesn't matter. 6, guess who? Austin Alvarez gets in the end zone, and I mean sticks it like a gymnast out there. I mean, just sticks that landing, and there's just nothing you can do about that. That ball was right on the money. I think there was another offsides anyway.
Offsides again for the Tours. Not going to matter. I imagine that one's going to be declined. 6 points, Mustangs. Second touchdown of the night for Alvarez. Number 3 from your young sophomore quarterback, Luke Gurdon, starting to dial it in a little bit. Alvarez on to make it 21-0.
Snap is back. Kick is down. Kick is good from Austin Alvarez. We'll take a quick one here from you from Coralville Stadium. It's Friendswood 21. The Tornadoes 0. We'll be right back here on MCS Sports.
Motor Trends is a locally owned and operated pre-owned auto dealership that specializes in customer service and one-price selling. The Yarbrough family invites everyone from the Friendswood Clear Lake area to look us up online at motortrendsonline.com. Or just come on by and see us on FM 528 on the border of Friendswood and Alvin. We have a great selection of trucks, SUVs, sports cars, and sedans. We support Friendswood Athletics.
And welcome back to Coralville Stadium. We are just 59 seconds away from the halftime show. It is all Friendswood, 21-0 right now against the hometown Galveston Ball Tornadoes. Galveston Ball looking for their first district win. And just the way it's going right now for Friendswood, you made a comment, they're dialed in. They are clicking on all cylinders right now. It's going to be tough for Galveston Ball. They're really going to have to do some changes here in the second half to get this thing back in their favor. They'll return this kick from the end zone out of the 10. Maybe should have stayed in that end zone. He's going to be out to the 12-yard line at the most, where he will be brought down. And I haven't seen anything of the Galveston Ball offense that says we can go deep right now.
No, I imagine that they're going to take this one into half, down 3 scores. Don't want to give the Mustangs any more life. We haven't seen the arm from Jackson quite yet in the passing game. Frankly, just has not been there all night for the Tours. And the run game has been stifled as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, Friendswood defense doing a great job.
Ben, don't break, because the offense has put them in some tough spots early in this first quarter. They've started the drive on Friendswood's 48 or better 3 times in the first quarter, and Friendswood able to shut them down each time.
We have Halata in there right now at safety. Good to see a Halata side in there on defense. Dalton just plugged up. That is 9 Friendswood defenders in there on the tackle.
Oh, and that's a sign of we know we cannot pass the ball on this Mustang secondary. 50 seconds left, down 3 scores, packing it in, ready to go to half as the clock ticks.
They're going to get one more snap. They're going to have to, as the play clock is just about a second ahead here.
I imagine you're going to see the same thing, just a dive up the middle.
And here they go. Again, no rush at all. Galveston Ball has conceded this first half. 15 and counting. Friendswood rolling in, getting their defenders, offensive players already heading to the locker room. Dalton on the handoff of the middle. Trying to get outside. He's not going to get it. He's going to be brought down. Who was that? That is, let's see, who was that there, Justin? I'm sorry. That was Dane Roney. I'm sorry. I couldn't tell if it was Hermes or Roney. That was Roney. But regardless, that is it for the first half. It is all Friendswood Mustangs. We'll be right back here on the Motor Trends of Alvin halftime show. It is Friendswood 21, Galveston Balls 0. We'll be right back on MCS Sports.
Generators of Houston and Generac support the Friendswood High School Mustangs. For all of your industrial and commercial generator needs, choose the oldest and largest Generac industrial dealer in Texas, Generators of Houston. They are generator installation experts with over 14 years of experience and installation references in virtually every commercial, municipal, and industrial application. If your business needs a generator installation, service, or parts, call the largest industrial Generac dealer in Texas, generatorsofhouston.com. That's generatorsofhouston.com. Go Mustangs!
This segment is brought to you by Dr. Joe Danke at Select Spine and Sports Medicine. Dr. Danke is the only certified sports chiropractor in Friendswood, and his goals are always to get you out of pain and back to action as fast as possible. Select Spine and Sports Medicine provides the best treatment options for neck and back pain as well as sports-related injuries. To find out more, visit chiropractorfriendswood.com.
And welcome back to Coralville Stadium, where I hope you've been enjoying that fantastic MCS Sports halftime music. Right now, we have a long way to go as Friendswood Band just finished their halftime performance from the stands, and the Golden Tornado Band will now be making their appearance shortly. Halftime score here from Coralville Stadium: Friendswood 21 and the Galveston Ball Tornadoes 0. Well, we're going to have a special guest in this broadcast booth tonight. For Friendswood fans listening right now, I know this name is no stranger to you. If you've grown up, lived in Friendswood for any time at all, had any kid involved in athletics over the years, you know my next guest. He is City Councilman, Mayor Pro Tem, John Scott. John, welcome to the booth.
Well, thanks for having me. I sure enjoy being up here.
Absolutely. I tell you, we enjoy having you. I mean, this is, I don't know, this is very almost presidential in a way, I feel like. I mean, we've had some great halftime guests. We've had Thad Rohr, great man. We've had Parker Garcia. We've had some former Friendswood athletes. But right now, we get a guy who really has his finger on the pulse of Friendswood and has had for a long time. John, you've been a Friendswood. I mean, you grew up here, raised a family here, continue to raise a family here. I mean, there's, to me, no one that says Friendswood more than you, John. So I want to let you know that right now.
Well, I sure appreciate it. When you run for a city council position and you have to go to debates and all that stuff, there's a lot of people that that don't like getting into debates and talking about things and getting in front of people and talking about things. And the city of Friendswood gave so much to me as a kid growing up. I moved there the summer before my 8th grade year in 1980 and graduated there in 85, married my high school sweetheart from there, and after 5 years in the Marine Corps, we knew right away that we wanted to come back to Friendswood and raise our family as well. It's just a remarkable community, where everybody knows everybody looks out for everybody, and the thing that I think is underrated is the expectation of the Friendswood kid is so high that it really forces your children to succeed. And the peer groups that you have at Friendswood are peer groups that are going to be successful in life.
Sure.
And that all starts with mom and dad at home, making sure that they're doing their homework, making sure that they're involved in the community, making sure they're involved in extracurricular activities. And it's just it's a phenomenal place to raise families, and couldn't be prouder.
So let me ask you a question, John, because I've lived in Friendswood now. My wife and I have 25 years, raised both my kids here as well. You've, of course, been here longer than that. I know Friendswood's gone through a lot of changes since, of course, when you were here in 8th grade, but yet it still has that feel of that small town as it's grown. And again, this is a tough question, but what is the secret? What makes it continue that way?
Well, I think it's the leadership that's been in City Hall over the last 35 years or whatever. Now there's been a ton of challenges that we have to face because we're landlocked. So there's always that balance between maintaining that small town feel, which I think that we've done a tremendous job of doing that. And I would never do anything to jeopardize that. As a matter of fact, that's why I ran for city council, was, to be a part of the city government, to ensure that we maintain that small town feel where, your families are safe, your families, your kids are safe. And so there's a lot of challenges with build out. We're getting close to build out. We've got the subdivision going in out by Sun Meadows. West Ranch is continuing to be developed. The interesting thing is the median age for the city of Friendswood, and I'm going to miss this by a year or two in age-wise and length-wise, but back in the 90s, I think the early 90s, I think the median age in Friendswood was about 29 years old. Now that median age is 42 years old. And so what that tells me as a government official is that, the people that have raised their families in Friendswood are not leaving. Right. Their kids are going off to college. Their kids are going out into the workforce. You know that well. Justin's going to U of H and doing really well. But the families are not leaving.
Right.
So, it's exciting to see, one, that people love the community so much and love being a part of it so much that it doesn't matter whether their children are there. I mean, you can look in the stands and there's people that have, probably got grandkids that are playing now that watch their own children play football here. So it's a great community, and I think leadership in the past has done a good job of maintaining that small town feel, and it comes with responsible development, and we've done that, I think, very, very well.
Well, absolutely. Of course, like you said, the leadership in the cities for sure starts that. I think the leadership in the school district over the years has helped that too, because obviously that is a huge draw as that age continues to climb, to continue to bring younger families though into the community as well.
That's absolutely true, and I joke with people often that FISD is the goose that lays the golden egg. You just got to keep that goose pointed in the right direction. The school district has done a tremendous job. Trish Hanks, who was the school superintendent before Thad Rohr took over, now serves on city council. When she ran successfully last year, that has picked up, and as a Friendswood graduate, I can't tell you how thrilled I am to see his enthusiasm for the children in our school district. You see him riding buses, you see him in classrooms, you see him at 6 o'clock at night at some extracurricular club activity. It means a lot, and
sure.
I think if you look at the enthusiasm that Dad has for the school district, that's the same enthusiasm that those of us who grew up here still have for the community.
Sure.
And so you're right. It's funny to say that the city government just needs to stay out of the way and not mess anything up, and the school district needs to do the same thing, because the school district is the draw.
Sure.
And it's the safety in the community. And one of the things I'm proudest of, we just did our budget, approved our budget at the last meeting, and we were able to approve the budget. The budget revenue is the same this year as it was last year. The tax rate went up a little bit because of the depreciated values because of the storm. But the city did not increase spending at all. But we were able to take money that had already been budgeted for 6 additional police officers to be hired, knowing that we weren't going to be able to hire them, and we were able to give that money in the form of raises to existing officers.
Wow.
So we've had a difficult time as a city maintaining police officers, because we were one of the lowest paying PDs in the area. So we train them up, they get their feet wet, and then they bail. Right. And so now, with the raise that was just approved in this budget cycle, we'll be one of the highest paid PD forces in the area. So the safety of our community. One of the challenges with our community growing is we've always been a volunteer fire department and a volunteer EMS, and the calls have expanded with all of the senior living facilities and all that stuff that have gone in. It's put a big stress on the community. Sure. And so we've had to do some things financially to make sure that we can maintain the same level of service and the same level of support without breaking the backs of the taxpayers, and we've been successful in being able to do that.
No, absolutely. Again, like you said, that shows, I think, your comment earlier on the median age, that to me is still telling, because that just shows that once your kids are out, there's something about this community, something's going great. Because people don't want to leave, and I think everything you just said is some of those reasons why. So, again, it's been, said my wife and I have been here 25 years. You've been here as long as you can remember, raised all our kids here. We're still kind of on the tail end of that now. And, again, we're looking at this is home. It is home.
It is.
And it's a great place to be. And, another great thing about Friendswood, and it has been for the past, as long as I can remember, is this football team.
Absolutely.
Friendswood football. When we just moved here and my son was born, we were already, going to those games, watching that game, getting excited about that, and just seeing success year after year. The players come and go, not too many coaches come and go, get a strong staff, but the makeup of the team's changed. But year in and year out, Friendswood's going to find a way to field a successful football team.
Well, that's right, and Kirk, I think if you go back to the school district and you go back to the fabric of the community, the one thing that is consistent about the Friendswood football player or the Friendswood athlete or the Friendswood student is they're going to fight with everything they have. They are always going to compete and never give up, and it's always been that way. And right. I played for Henry Winston back in the 80s, and his mentality was one that we were going to be physically and mentally tougher than our opponent regardless of talent. And we were never the most talented team in district, but we fought with everything we had. And again, I think it just goes back to the very fabric that makes up our community, and that's what helps us to to remain successful. I was fortunate enough. I got to play football for Coach J.D. Burns, who was the first high school football coach at Friendswood when I was in junior high. And then I got to play for Henry Winston, who retired in 1992, I believe, when Steve Van Meter took over. And I knew Steve Van Meter whenever I was in high school. He was the golf coach. And so, being around those guys and knowing that, I mean, the character of Henry Winston, I'll say this, as hard as he was on everybody, there was never, ever any question about what his goal was. And his goal was the same as what our school district is, and that is to make sure that you develop into the best human being you can be. Right. It's about service. It's about commitment. It's about selflessness. And, you can go back to the Hurricane Harvey relief effort last year.
Sure.
We had I had the captains of the football team come up to me on Tuesday, and they said, "Hey, look, Coach Scott, we want to go out and help in the community tomorrow." And I said, "Okay, get the captains. I want you to text the varsity football team, and we'll get together and we'll go out and help in the community." I knew some neighborhoods that had been devastated pretty bad, and thought we could give a hand. Well, Amy Roney texted me at like 9:30 at night and said, "Man, you've got a huge gathering on your hands." And she's like, "Do you want, junior high kids or JV kids or freshman kids?" And I said, "Absolutely not." Right. I didn't want the responsibility. I was concerned about the responsibility of making sure that they didn't get hurt, right? And so, lo and behold, we show up on Wednesday morning, and somebody asked me, said, "Hey, do you have a plan?" And I said, "No." I said, I know some neighborhoods that we're going to go through and try to work out, and we'll go from there. And there were 300 student athletes that showed up. I mean, you had band members, cheerleaders, soccer players, softball players, baseball, football, lacrosse, everything. I mean, it was just it was phenomenal.
And former players. I mean, I saw kids after kids.
Former players,
yes. Just absolutely.
Yeah, and I tell you what, if you want to know about a Friendswood kid, I can tell you this personally. I watched cheerleaders who you would never think, Wranglerettes, who you would never think if you saw them in the hallway of Friendswood High School would be willing to do the things that they did. And Kirk, I'm talking about carrying, 30 pounds of mud and water-soaked carpet padding out of the front door, that stinking water running all the way down the front of their shirts and filling their shoes, and they dump it and they go back in and get another handful.
No, and it's always funny because people on the outside of Friendswood always say, "Oh, Friendswood players, they have everything, and Friendswood kids have everything," but they don't see the heart that we see here in the district.
Right. So, I've said this many times, that there's a lot of people that look at the Friendswood kid and all they think about is how entitled the Friendswood kid is.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I don't look at the Friendswood kid as being entitled. I look at the Friendswood kid as being a child that is compelled to succeed. The parents set the bar. The peers that they associate themselves with raise the bar. And that is an example and an image of what the parent is in Friendswood. So when you see things like what we saw last year during the Hurricane Harvey relief, you realize right away that the community's doing the right thing when it comes to raising their kids, teaching their kids, coaching their kids. It's just it's an amazing community to be a part of. I've loved it since I moved there in 1980 when it was 10,000 people and rice fields and between the Sun Meadows had an Alvin prefix for a phone number. It was 3 miles to get from Main Street down to Sun Meadows, down a 2-lane asphalt road with the gravel shoulder. It has grown to be 40,000 people now, and it hasn't changed.
It still exists. Still has that feel. And that's the beauty of it, John. John, I'll tell you right now, we have about a minute left here in the half, and you and I mean, we could sit here and we could do this forever. Always knew I wanted to get you on at halftime. Just talking to you anytime I do, I know we could sit and talk forever. And we didn't even get to talk really football. That's for another story. We'll let the players do the talking for football.
Well, I will say this real quickly. I am so proud to have seen these kids grow up the way they have. I have been fortunate, blessed enough to have coached so many kids in youth football. And you look out at this junior class of varsity football players today, Trey Mapp, Dane Roney, Bubba Farrell. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I won a Super Bowl with these kids when they were in 6th grade.
There you go.
So these kids have fought. They have disciplined themselves and trained themselves to be successful. They know what it takes to win. They have won at the highest level that they had at that time, and they're going to be successful.
Absolutely.
And just seeing them mature and grow has been an absolute blessing to me personally, and I couldn't be happier.
Sure, absolutely. Well, John, again, I wish we had another 30 minutes of halftime, but the players are on the field. We don't. John, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Well, and I'm sure that the fans are glad that it's over. So anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you for having me. You guys do a fantastic job of announcing games. This is the best idea that I think that we've come up with in a long time, is having you guys. Listening to you guys last year on TSRN was a joy, and I'm just glad that the school district stepped up and have endorsed this program, because I think it's a great opportunity for the media students, and it's a great opportunity for our community to both volunteer as sponsors and for the parents to listen, because
Sure.
you guys are tremendous.
Oh, John, I'm blushing, but thank you so much. We appreciate that. Again, that is Mayor Pro Tem, and I'm going to call him lifetime Friendswood resident. We'll cut those first few years off. John Scott, again, John, thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you,
We'll
guys.
be right back here on MCS Sports with the second half kickoff. Friendswood 21, Galveston Ball 0. And welcome back here to Corville Stadium here on the island of Galveston, Texas. We are just getting ready to start this second half. Again, I want to thank Councilman John Scott for joining us this evening. It just probably the first time in a long time I wished halftime was longer, because normally we're ready to start. Justin, got a few stats for us from the first half.
Luke Gurdon with a shaky start off to this first quarter, followed up with an excellent second, ended up with 15 completions on 21 attempts, 213 yards, 3 touchdowns through the air, and 2 interceptions for Gurdon. Halata, 13 carries, 112 yards, nearly 9 a carry. Alvarez, 7 for 85 yards and 2 scores. Christian Lee, 4 receptions, 80 yards, and a score as well.
And that would explain, Justin, as you just did, while Friendswood is up 21-0, this first drive is going to be key. And unfortunately, it's going to be a Galveston Ball. Nice return. That was number 4, Evan Bennett. He was bottled up about his own 20, squirts out to the right side, and breaks down the field into Friendswood territory. And the one thing Friendswood does not want to see happens is Galveston Ball is going to start this first drive deep inside Friendswood's territory at their 34-yard line.
Now, Galveston Ball has been in Friendswood territory quite a few times tonight, but they have nothing to show for it. I imagine this Friendswood defense will step up to the task.
Again, Galveston Ball, first half, good plays, good opportunities, but couldn't put enough together, which helped Friendswood get that lead. And Friendswood's defense has something to say about that as well as they go again. Clarence Dalton on the run up the middle, give him about 2 yards on that carry.
Not a surprise right there. Dalton right down Broadway. Nothing new right there for the Tours. Brings up a 2nd and 7.
Again, what the Tours have not had tonight is a good passing game. The passing game just hasn't been there. You've got some good-looking receivers. Jackson's got a good arm. Just the timing has not been there, and we're going to see another pass here. Nope. Jackson's going to scramble. Now he's going to throw it, and that pass is incomplete.
Maybe should have kept scrambling. Would have been able to pick up a few. Never good when your quarterback is not square, throwing the ball on the run. Toss that across his body, and not too far of a throw, just about 10 yards. But when you're moving away from your target, difficult to put it on him. Another incompletion for Jackson. 3rd and 7 for the Tours.
Trips receivers to the left side. Galveston Ball moving left to right on your computer screen. Jackson rolls his left, come back to his right, trying to get away, and he is going to be brought down. for the loss. That is number 44, Clay Helton. Ryan Helton. What did I say, Clay there? Ryan Helton. Clay Helton coaches. He used to coach U of H. Ryan Helton. I apologize, Mr. Helton.
And a big stop for the Mustangs. 3 and out, a theme the Tours are all too familiar with. The defense is controlling the tempo of this game. When the offense turns it over, when the special teams gives up a big play, the defense has been backed up in their own territory all night long, and they continue to respond and hold the Tours to 0.
Here we go. This is not.
Watch the quick kick from the QB right here.
Ahmad Lee.
Oh, and the punter trots on late.
The old bring the punter on late trick.
And that's a delay of game penalty. He was Snapchatting his girlfriend on the sideline. Forgot we were playing a football game.
Yeah, and we got the official, Justin, back there with a super catch over the head at the goal line. For entertainment purposes only, however. Again, Michael Tran just a little late.
Not a bad spot to get a delay game penalty. Should actually allow the Tours to pin the Mustangs deep now and not put that punt quite in the end zone.
Because you did see Tran's kick go right to the goal line.
A false start on the Tours.
No, I don't think you want 2 penalties in a row.
Early action there, and that one is definitely not drawn up. Going to send them back to the 45, and this drive has now gone for negative 10 yards. Not what you want coming out of halftime with momentum, down 3 scores. You get a great return, and you shoot yourself in the foot, a 3 and out, tack on another 10 on the Mustangs 45 now.
Nice third quarter brought to you by Remax and by Pinnacle Construction. Oh, we're going to have a little block. That is going to be Hermes on the block. And Friendswood will recover on their own 37.
Stevens on the recovery. Hermes on the block. Hermes continues to make an impact in all facets of the football game. Stevens showing his alertness and awareness, hopping on the football, and that's got to suck the life out of Kermit Corville Stadium. No noise coming over there from that ball sideline, and Friendswood is ready to bury them early with this drive.
So Friendswood will start their first drive in the second half now on their own 37-yard line. Gurdon back in a quarterback. Halata to his right. Twin receivers at both sides. Gurdon looking to get it all. Austin Alvarez got him. He's going to be a little off. Alvarez had beat both defensive backs. He had Yoakum and Job in his rearview mirror. However,
a little short, but looked like Alvarez had a chance at the ball.
I thought so too. He could have moved back to his right a little bit on that.
Might have lost that one a little bit. Love going for the deep strike right there. Love the play call. It was there. It beat both of his men. Gurdon a little shy. Alvarez not sure which shoulder to look over and track the football. 2nd and 10 for your Mustangs.
Zamora and Monroy offset to the right. Fluellen and Christian Lee to the left. Halata run to the right side. Got some room. Make a cut. He's going to be about 9. Oh, you can give him 10 and give him a first down.
They got an excellent spot right there from the side judge. I thought it was a little short, but they're going to go ahead and move him. 10-yard rush for Halata, and he is eating up the yardage tonight, adding to that Friendswood total. Friendswood did have 334 yards of offense in that first half.
Wow.
Absolutely putting it on the Tours. Lucky it's only 21.
In for Halata right now is Noah Pallets. Trips receiver to the left side, single receiver to the right. Friendswood moving right to left. Pallets with a toss back. It's going to be about a 4-yard gain around the left side. Look like Ryan Mitchell trying to get out there and get a block for Pallets.
Yeah, Pallets right there. And Pallets and Gurdon, that's going to be a dangerous connection for years to come.
Sure.
Not only undefeated so far this year, but you got a bright future as well.
I don't know if you saw it, but Mike Gibson was telling Pallets, just come off my right hip. He's just pointing to that backside. Pallets again around the left side. Puts his head down. 1st and 10. Nice run by that young man.
Another 6-yard gain right there for Pallets as he's starting to come along. And this is a great opportunity to work your depth right here.
Sure.
Absolutely. Now, usually you're going to have Revere as your starter, but if you have faith in Pallets and allow Halata to play solely defense, that is a huge help to your team.
Absolutely. And that's not a knock on Halata's offense. The fact
not at all. He's averaging about 9 a carry,
right,
just to be clear tonight.
He is just such a great defender out there in that secondary. Gurdon back to pass. Alvarez, nice move. Again, complete. Ball is caught, and it's going to be a little short of a first, maybe about 2 yards short of the first at the 31-yard line. And Justin Alvarez, again, I said this earlier, just runs such precise routes.
Yeah, absolutely. Does a great job of settling in between that corner and the safety right there. Gurdon throws a dart across the field, hits him right in the numbers, picks up a gain of 7.
Friendswood marching about 31 yards away from pay dirt. So more in motion to the left. Gurdon to the right. Gurdon's now going to pass to his left side. Little wheel route to the Flew. Flew still on his feet, battling inside the hometown bank of Friendswood. See where they're going to spot him out of bounds. At the 13-yard line. Nice catch, but an even better run after the catch is Fluellen, though he didn't get many yards on it, didn't quit.
On the wheel right there, Lee took his man inside, leaving Fluellen wide open, a 19-yard reception.
Halata around the right side, got a block, cuts it back inside. He's going to be inside the 10. And he's going to be down to right about the 5-yard line is Colton Halata. 7:30 and counting here left in the third quarter. Friendswood ready to put 4-score lead on the board here at Corval Stadium.
G-Ball has had no answer for Halata outside the tackles tonight. Halata running all over this defense. Pallett's getting it going as well.
Empty backfield. Lee in the tight slot. Halata around the end. That's going to be in for 6. 6. Got the sign. Waiting for that signal. And he gets it. Colton Halata. Nice run. Looked like the block that time came from number 79, Miles Morgan, with the clean block. And Halata marches it on in. Friendswood 27. Galveston ball 0. Extra point pending for Austin Alvarez. And looks like this might be a 3-quarter game, Justin, for a lot of starters.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to love that. Get your starters as much rest as possible. Every game in 10-5A is a serious one. Every opponent you're going to play is quality.
Well, we'll take a quick break here from MCS Sports. Corval Stadium tonight, 7:02 left here in the third quarter. Friendswood on top of G-Ball, 28-0.
Next Thursday, you will be caught in a flash flood.
Disasters don't plan ahead, but you can. Talk to your loved ones about making an emergency plan. Get started today at nyc.gov/readyny or call 311. Brought to you by New York City Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone. Done. By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to Corval Stadium, where the score is Friendswood 28. Galveston ball 0. 7:02 left here in the third quarter. Updates on a few other 10-5A scores. Halftime, Hightower all knotted up at Angleton. Foster up big on Terry, 21-7. Just started the third quarter. And Shadow Creek, 42. Texas City 0 at the half. Shadow Creek, Foster, and Friendswood all looking to go 2, I'm a little ahead of myself, 2-0 in District 10-5A. The great thing about that, Justin, is next week, Foster could come in 2-0. The week after that, Shadow Creek. So the undefeateds will all face each other in these next 2 weeks. Good thing for Friendswood, too, is both those games are home games for the Mustangs. So you want to see some good football, come on out to Henry Winston these next 2 Friday nights. You're going to see some good ones. Homecoming game for Friendswood is the Shadow Creek. Yeah, not sure who scheduled that one.
That's a tough one.
They probably got reassigned in the district somewhere. Probably in the maintenance crew now. Twin receivers to both sides for Jackson. Jackson completed pass. Still on his feet. It's going to be brought down about a 15-yard gain, looks like.
Jaden Bennett right there.
Sure was.
Jaden Bennett showing some serious speed, some spin moves as well. Picks up a first along with about 5 more. And the Tours are starting to move with some pace, and you got to change something up if you're the Tours.
Agreed, absolutely. That's really one of the first decent receptions we've seen out of them in a long while. Dalton with the handoff gets nothing, maybe a yard or 2.
Trying to run that fast-paced offense, the Mustangs knowing where they're going with the ball, right to Dalton down the left side, doing a good job of establishing the line of scrimmage, only picking up minimal gain, maybe one.
So 2nd down and 9 for the Tours. They're in their own field. Ball's on their own 36-yard line. Trips receiver to the right side for Jackson. Face to Dalton. Quick strike. Incomplete. That ball was almost picked off.
Bryant Wade in the coverage. Just a young sophomore as well, getting some reps all over to that one. Had Walker, the senior, locked up in coverage. Bryant also plays a little basketball, showing some skills right there.
Absolutely. It will now be a third down and about 5 for the Tours. Trips receiver to the right side. Handoff to Dalton around the left. Oh, ball's on the grass.
Hermes.
Scoop! Mike Hermes. There he goes. He's going to be brought out of bounds, and on Galveston ball's sideline, there's a flag on the field.
Looks like it came out after the ball had popped loose. We will see Hermes. Of course, who else would fall on that football right there?
No doubt about that.
You could see that ball was ready to pop loose. Dalton carrying that thing all over the place, not keeping it tight to his body, not used to having so much green in front of him. Had some space, loved the play call, fooled the Mustangs with a misdirection, but Dalton with the critical mistake, coughing it up.
Friendswood take advantage of this. They will get their ball on the Galveston ball, about 36-yard line.
It looks like the penalty is on G-ball. Not sure what the call was. Regardless, Friendswood ready to put an exclamation mark on this one.
Gurdon back to pass. Gurdon's got pressure, gets it off, caught. That is going to be
Christian
Lee.
Settling in past the sticks. Going to be a 12-yard gain for Lee. That's going to put him at 92 yards on the evening. All the Mustangs receivers getting a little piece tonight.
5:38 and counting here in the third quarter. All Friendswood looking to tack on one more and maybe giving these starters a rest here in that last 12 minutes. Gurdon back to pass, looking for Alvarez up top. That ball is intercepted in the end zone.
Yeah, they're going to say it was.
Sure.
Boy, it looked like he caught it, dropped it.
I thought so too.
I thought the ball was loose. They're going to say he came down with it.
That's a dark corner of the end zone right there.
Bennett. That ball did not have a chance. Luke Gurdon needed to put some serious air on that one as Bennett was floating right in front of Alvarez. He needs to put that ball where only his receiver can catch it, either out of bounds or only Alvarez. That is Gurdon's third INT of the evening.
So Galveston ball, we will see what they can do with this break. So far, it's just been not enough for the Tornadoes. Then they don't even have 11 guys on the field. They've got 10. Then they had 12. Now they're back to 11. And Dalton is the one who is last on the field.
Play clock ticks down to 2 seconds. See if they get it off.
They just do, and they're going to hand off to Dalton. Dalton around the left end. He's going to be, well, he's still on his feet, got tripped up. Looked like Trey Mapp on the trip, and Dalton gets about 4 on that. I'll give about 6, actually, as he kind of stumbled around on that one.
Mapp hit him right about the line of scrimmage. Dalton able to keep his feet and stumble and rumble forward for a gain of 6.
So now 2nd down and 4 for the Tornadoes. Dalton still in there with Jackson. Jackson hands off to Dalton, goes up the middle, and nowhere to go but down. He's hit first that time, looked like
Wingate.
Wingate, yes, was the first one in. And then that linebacking core swallowed him up after that. Again, it takes usually more than one guy to bring down Clarence Dalton. 3rd down and 3 for Galveston ball.
Don't be surprised if Dalton gets another one right here, trying to pick up this 3rd and short.
Twin receiver to the left side, single receiver up top for the Tornadoes. Dalton again around the right side, tries to cut it back to the middle.
So he's going to have just enough of the first.
Just got it.
The chains right there. when they bring in that big sniffer back, the number 44,
That's Kitchen,
they bring in the kitchen sink.
Yes, they do.
He has been a key of where that football is going. Wherever Kitchen goes, Dalton will follow.
So now back to their early traditional set of twin receivers to both sides. Dalton still in the backfield. Receiver motion to the right. Jackson a little skittish back there. Tosses it out to the 35, 40, 45. That's going to go to number 8, Jaden Bennett.
Bennett has some serious speed. They need to get the ball in his hands. He has been explosive when he gets the rock. Tell you what, Jackson is skittish.
Yeah.
You are right. He does not like when the Mustangs are pressuring him. He had all day, threw about a 10-yard lateral option pass right there. That's definitely not how that was designed. Regardless, nice gain on the play for the Taurs.
Elliott Spiller comes in now for Mike Hermes. The officials are talking about that last play. Had a flag on the field down here on the sideline. And they're going to wave that flag off. Inadvertent flag.
Oh, looks like they were talking about him throwing that ball forward.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
Past the line of scrimmage. It was awfully close, and Crocker and Koopman are pleading their case. They're going to wave it off and give them the original yardage. The Taurs now at the 50-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for Galveston ball again, knocking down here on Friendswood's territory. So far been unsuccessful all night long in putting points on the board. They still have that 0 going towards the end of the third quarter. Oh, that's a dangerous pass. Dalton can't handle it. He's still playing hopscotch with that ball. That ball was floated out there. And just I don't know if it's the hands of the receivers, the timing. It's just not been there tonight for Galveston ball.
Yeah, everything looks a little bit off. When the ball does get there, it seems as if the receivers cannot haul it in when they are open. Jackson is missing high, missing low. Right there, it's just a simple swing pass. Nothing too cute about it, just trying to get Dalton out in some space. It's really just an extended run. Dalton just could not hold on to it.
Receiver in motion. Dalton off to his right side up the middle now. 50, 45, still on his feet, puts his head down. Gets about 9 on that carry. It's going to bring him a 3rd down and 1.
Took a pretty good shot from Roney right there. And I will say the only thing that they have had success with is any sort of misdirection. Galveston ball has really been following all their keys. When they move away and hand it off the other way, that's when they've had success, fooling Friendswood with that O-line motion. And in comes big Kitchen, short down yardage. Watch where he goes, lined up on the – looks like we're in just right offset to the quarterback. 2 sniffer backs in the back. You got Dalton
and Frank
back behind him, and they're calling a timeout. The play clock's ticking down.
Yeah, you got Brennan Frank and Kitchen in there. Again, Dalton about 7 yards back.
That was going straight down the pipe.
Yeah, you can't think right here if you're Galveston ball. You don't want to get too tricky.
Absolutely
you need
not.
a first down.
You got 2 big sniffer backs. Just follow them.
Absolutely. I mean, again, Friendswood's defense done a great job. That's a tough load right there. And again, you're looking at right about a full yard right here to get. So if I was Galveston ball, need to put some positives. Forget the win right now.
Everything's 4-down territory right here.
Absolutely. But you're trying to
you're working everything. You're working your situations because they have a lot to clean up after tonight, regardless of how the offense and defense is playing. Just simple mistakes, penalties, turning the ball over, not executing on special teams. They've had troubles in all aspects of the game.
Yeah, they have. And again, you're playing for a lot longer season this game right here anyway. I mean, you're going to be 0-2 after this ball game, essentially. Galveston ball is. You've also lost to 2 of the teams that were picked to be in the top 2 or 3 of the district, which is Friendswood and Foster. So nothing to hang your head about. You've got a chance. Again, I don't know if any team is going to come out of this district undefeated in district. It's going to be a tight one. So Galveston ball still has got to get their guys some confidence and positives here to try to make another playoff run. Dalton with a handoff up the middle. He gets 1 and then some. No secret. Again, that's what you got to do.
Same formation that came out before that timeout. 2 big backs in the backfield. Dalton follows. Big hole opens up. Dalton plows through it, picks up 10.
I mean, you got some good defensive linemen in there. You got Bubba Farrell. We have Seth Downs was in there as well. Let's see who's in there right now. So it looks like Blaze Hilton. And, again, size is size. Those guys have a head of steam.
Tough to stop.
Absolutely it is. Friends looking to bring a little linebacker pressure. Ball was skipped. Jackson just going to lob it up for whoever. That's going to be caught. touchdown. Is that Nigel Green? That's in the dark corner of the end zone, or is that Bennett? Oh, that's Jaden Bennett or Green. I can't tell a 9 from an 8.
Looks like a 9
that is
to
Nigel
me.
Green.
Nigel Green in double coverage coming down with it.
Sure was.
Jackson had his eyes closed, tossed up the prayer, took an absolute shot. Looks like from Stevens right there, lit him up. Jackson took a big hit, but floated it to the corner, and Nigel Green comes down with it. Ball is on the board.
2:05 left here in the third for Galveston Ball to get their first points on the board. Tran is in for the extra point. He's in on time. 5 seconds on the play clock. Better get this thing snapped. There it goes. Snap is down. Tran kicks that one to the buses back there in the back. That ball is good. It is Friendswood 28, Galveston Ball 7. We'll take a quick break here and be right back on MCS Sports.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
Next Thursday, you will be caught in a flash flood.
Disasters don't plan ahead, but you can. Talk to your loved ones about making an emergency plan. Get started today at nyc.gov/readyny or call 311. Brought to you by New York City Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to the island, where it is Friendswood 28, Galveston Ball 7. Galveston Ball just gets on the board for the first time in this game. And, Justin, I'm going to give Martavian Jackson some credit right there. That young man, we called him not for being a little skittish earlier. He
showed
threw
some poise right there. Took a shot, stood in the pocket, and launched it.
Absolutely. That was a bomb. And Green comes down with it. And for Galveston Ball, that's exactly what they've needed all game long. Oh. Tran puts his ball in the end zone and gets a little conversation with, looked like, was that Elliott Taylor there?
Elliott Taylor having some choice words for the kicker. Not a battle you usually see. Tight end and kicker.
No.
Exchanging some words.
I was surprised at that, too. That's why I was going, but they weren't. They were just getting a little chippy. That's fine. Hey, it's football, and kicker's getting involved in that.
He was hyped about that touchback.
Absolutely.
That's about as big as it gets if you're a kicker.
Well, yeah.
Field goals too, extra point.
Absolutely.
It's all exciting.
2:05 left here in the third quarter. Friendswood now. It goes, Elliott trying to get a guy on the field down here on the sideline, didn't get in.
A lot on the right side, just a little sweep, not getting anything at all. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
So again, for Friendswood, this game's just changed now. The whole dynamic.
If you getting guys getting reps, now you're making sure that the Tours don't make this a ball game.
I mean, you had a chance to be 35-0 just 2 minutes ago, and now it's 28-7. Yeah, Galveston Ball's got a long way to go, but a totally different dynamic. And for Galveston Ball, that's exactly what they need, a little bit of momentum here to carry them. Empty backfield for Garden. Across the middle, that ball was – now, I don't think –
that ball was not intended for Zamora. Zamora got his hands on it, looking for Dawson Johnson. They were all on the crossing routes right there. You had Zamora and Halata cross shallow. You had Johnson running across the formation as well, about 5 yards deeper. They were in the same area of the field. Would have had Dawson, but Zamora thought that ball was intended for him. Going to bring up a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, 3rd and 10 now. And again, if you're Galveston Ball, you're thinking, hey, we've just scored. Stop here, get it back. You know, who knows what can happen. Friendswood needs to find a way to get a first down here to stop any momentum. Garden back to pass. Guy thinks he's looking for Alvarez. He's looking for Alvarez. And guess what? He needed 10 and gets about 12.
Settles in, pass the sticks, just what he always does. Alvarez has a knack for knowing where those first down markers are. He gets there, Garden puts it on him. He's thrown 3 interceptions tonight, but that has not slowed down his confidence at all. The majority of the game, he has been on the money, just a few poor decisions from Garden, but that one was a strike.
Empty backfield again for Cool Hand Luke. Got Gibson in front of him to block. Nice receiver open out here. Christian Lee caught. Still on his feet. Going to get about 12, 13, maybe 14.
Oh, boy, and he had Johnson open down the seam right there. They all converged on Lee on that deep comeback, and I thought he had Johnson for 6 right there. That's going to put Lee over 100 yards of receiving tonight.
Excellent job.
That is 2 receivers for the Mustangs in 100-plus yardage. That is not something that you see often in high school football.
You know what's like about Christian Lee? Not only get those yards, but those yards after the catch.
He's been running hard tonight.
Absolutely done a great job with that football after the catch. Halata off to the right side from the handoff. Little truck stick right there. Gets about 5 yards.
That's how you do it. Flick that right bumper up a little bit, run him over, pick up a gain of 6, Halata.
Got a little Dylan Pachetti right there and put a shoulder in the chest plate and put Pachetti on the ground. Look a little like Luke Revere on that last little run there. But Halata, again, doing it, and we'll get some yardage total on Halata. He's got to be getting up there.
He's approaching that 150 mark.
Right. Halata again around the left side. Big run here, maybe. Oh, no, he gets tripped up just in front of the sticks.
Tough right there. Initially broke the tackle of John Brown, shooting to the line. Nearly broke another one, but wrangled down. Going to make it 3rd and very manageable. Looks about 2 yards.
You think Halata knows how many yards Revere had last week?
Well, I know Revere had about 200, so he's still got a ways to go.
Yes, he does. But, I mean, you got to be thinking, nice competitive nature between those two. Well, that's going to do it here for the 3rd quarter. We got 12 minutes to play here on MCS Sports. It's Friendswood 28, Galveston ball 7. We'll be right back here with some Friendswood football.
Motor Trends is a locally owned and operated pre-owned auto dealership that specializes in customer service and one-price selling. The Yarbrough family invites everyone from the Friendswood Clear Lake area to look us up online at motortrendsonline.com, or just come on by and see us on FM 528 on the border of Friendswood and Alvin. We have a great selection of trucks, SUVs, sports cars, and sedans. We support Friendswood Athletics.
And welcome back to a little Friendswood football. It is 28-7 Friendswood. Looking to put a few more on the board here on the island of Galveston. Halata up the middle. Halata still running. Got a flag on the field, though. Don't know if that one's going to come back or not. Got the first down and then some.
Looks like that's going to be offsides yet again.
That is
on
incredible.
The tours.
Dawson Johnson comes in the game, and you're right, that was. And
how far of a run was that from Halata right there? What do you think?
See, he needed one guy. We'll give him 13 on that one.
Halata is making it awfully close to cracking 150.
We had a quad set. Gurdon rolls to his right. Got a man. Dawson Johnson caught. 20, 15. Down inside the 15, the special teams hero of the year for Friendswood so far. Nice catch inside that hometown banker, Friendswood red zone. Now, last time, Justin, Friendswood's here to pick in the end zone. Need to find a way to put that 35 on the board.
I imagine they're going to play this one a lot more conservative. You're going to see Halata take a few carries right here. Some Zamora as well. Also, look out for the sophomore.
Yes.
Pallett's getting some action here. I imagine they're going to take some time off this clock, run the ball, punch it in. They've had success. Don't risk turning the ball over here.
So you do have 2 backs in the backfield now with Gurdon. It is going to be a handoff to Halata around the left side. He's got nowhere to go.
That was a whole lot of congestion right there. Yeah. A lot of purple jerseys pushing through that Mustang O line. A loss on the play, about 2 yards.
Again, if you're just joining us, we are in the 4th quarter, 11 minutes to go here. District 10 5A football. Friendswood looking to get that 2nd district win. And it would go a long way towards doing that by just getting this next touchdown. I think that would deflate the Tornadoes. Tornadoes need a break here. Alvarez with a little slant route. Caught. Beautiful catch by Austin Alvarez. And that's going to be right at the sticks.
Bennett in coverage right there was right on Alvarez. Alvarez showing how to position his body using his strong hands. That's going to be a gain. About 7, going to be 3 yards short of the sticks.
Yeah, I got a horrible angle. I'm just a bad angle guy up here in this press box.
Well, you can't really see much with those old eyes of yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm going to cut that mic shortly. Trips receivers to the right side. Got Christian Lee all alone to the left. Halata in the backfield. And Coach Koopman is going to make sure he gets this right. Taking a timeout. We'll stay right here. Let me update you with a little District 10-5A action. Hightower looking for that first win on top of Angleton in Angleton. 13-7. Would that be a shocker? Angleton starting 0-2 in district?
I believe it would.
Now, again, a lot of game left in there, but just saying, 13-7. Foster well in control of Terry, 24-7. They will be Friendswood's next opponent next Friday night at Henry Winston. Both teams should come in at 2-0. Of course, our score here at 28-7, looking for more. Shadow Creek, that's the real reason I'm updating this, just see how many points they've scored. It's now 52-0, Shadow Creek in Texas City.
Can't imagine there's a lot of Stingery fans left in that one.
Oh, my goodness. I just hope that's not a homecoming game. Like Friendswood's going to have Shadow Creek. I'm not at all overlooking Foster next week, but I am very excited about that Shadow Creek Friendswood game. But I know Coach Koopman would poo-poo the idea of looking ahead of anything. Garden with a little screen to Halada for the 6th. And that's about the easiest touchdown you're going to have right there. Halada makes the catch, turns around, looks for anybody to hit him, and there's no takers.
That was an excellent play call dialed up by Koopman right there. They saw the Tors bringing some pressure, thought they were going to run it with Halada. They have been that whole drive. Dumped it off, has not seen a screen look all game. The D linemen don't recognize it. They shoot through Halada. Easy 6.
34 for Friendswood, extra point pending. And I think we have another offsides.
That's going to make it close to double digits.
Well, they're not even going to call it. Extra point's good, regardless. 35-7 Friendswood. We'll take a quick break. Be right back here with some more Friendswood football.
To protect his family from disaster, Steve used his camera phone. Done. By taking pictures of his important documents, Steve can always have them stored online. Learn more simple disaster prep tips at ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Donna from Louisiana. The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to Corval Stadium, where it is now Friendswood 35, Galveston Ball Tornado 7. And I'd like to think that last touchdown might.
That's going to put it away.
I'd like to think that. But, again, your coach Anderson and the staff over there, you're going to keep on playing hard and we'll see what they can do. Dalton catches it. Well, no, Dalton does not catch the ball. It bounces off his chest. He picks it up at the 5. Tries to find around some room on the right side, 10. And he's going to be brought down about the 15-yard line.
Friendswood was offsides on the kicking team, so they're going to have to reboot that one, I imagine.
Well, and as we say that, we're going to get some new players in for Friendswood. Make sure we get everyone in there. It looks like Kyle Speck coming in at defensive tackle right now for the Mustangs. Still have Stevens and Helton in at linebacker. Big Elliott Spiller, sophomore D end. In there with Tinger still in there at D tackle. D end.
Tostado doing the cornerback duties.
Downs in there at DT, and they're going to make him re-kick it.
As I should. That was not an excellent return right
Absolutely.
there.
So these young men that we've already called out are going to get a chance to come back and run back on the field yet again. Again, another good opportunity right now for these young guys, Justin, who, there have been a lot of games where they have got some playing time, but to get a little bit more because, again, football's, it's a long season. Injuries do happen. You hope they never do. But unfortunately, you got to be ready and you got to have those guys prepared. And good opportunity to get some good quality time against some starters for Galveston Ball, I would assume. Still going to be in there trying to put some more points on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. And luckily for Friendswood, the injury bug has not gotten them too hard. Knock on wood, nothing serious too far this season. They're hoping to keep everybody healthy. But, no, you're right. It is a physical game. Things happen, and you got to have those backups prepared. Even in close games, sometimes your guys need a little break.
Yeah, because, again, Friendswood's scheduled the next 2 weeks. Foster, Shadow Creek, then they go to Hightower, and then have Terry and Angleton. So there's nothing easy coming up these next few weeks at all. Kick us again to Dalton. Dalton around the right side again. Good call from Galveston Ball to get this thing back. He's going to be run out of bounds at his own 40-yard line. And here comes that Mustangs defense again.
That was Jack Ehrman chasing him out of bounds right there. Galveston Ball, again, with excellent field position. Haven't been able to do much with it all night long. Going to get some new names out on this Mustangs defense. And I know the starters are going to be hopping them up, make sure no more points get put up on this board.
Absolutely. That's a source of pride, for those starters out there. And what's so great to see is they're cheering for those guys because they do want to keep that score the way it is. Jan in there at linebacker right now for Friendswood. Bumps out. Jan's going to get a chance to make a play right here. Can he get in there? Nope. Going to be Jackson Stevens gets there first. Be a little quick screen out that time, and it's going to go for about a yard.
Spiller nearly got his hands on that one. I was reading the quarterback's eyes. Just a little off on his jump. Going to make it, 2nd and 9. Did not pick up much right there. Stevens bringing him down. Another sophomore that has a lot of promise.
And again, I've said this every week. I like Elliott Spiller. I like the way he looks. I think he is the right. I think he's going to be a good one. Not a bad one now at all. But he's going to be a fun one to watch these next 2 years. Dalton just takes his time behind his blockers. Gets swallowed up by Helton, though. Should have kept going. Looked like Helton and Tinger in on the tackle. Dalton just didn't. There's just nowhere to go. Waiting for his blockers to spring him, and just nothing opened up. That defensive line, again, led by Spiller on that right side, did a great job. That's going to bring him a 3rd and 8 now. A little over 8 minutes left here in the ball game from the island.
No, I agree. And Spiller doing an excellent job of scraping down that line right there, making sure nothing gets by him. 3rd and 8 for the Tours.
Twin receivers to both sides. Martavian Jackson still in at quarterback. Jackson rolls to his right to the fake to Dalton. Jackson's going to hurl it up. Got a man, got a flag, and it's going to be incomplete. But we're going to have a little interference on Luke Sanchez.
That's Jack Ehrman over there. Sanchez
sorry.
Tostado came over the top.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, no, I think you're right. That is Sanchez. I apologize. That is Sanchez in the coverage. Sorry, Ehrman, didn't want to give you that PI. That would be on Sanchez. Just didn't turn his head around. The coverage was there. Tell you what, Jackson can really just uncork the ball.
Yes, he can.
He loaded his back foot like an outfielder throwing to home plate right there, chucked one up, and luckily drew the PI.
It reminds me of those pump, pass, and kick days.
When you just
that kid just go
wind up and far as you can.
Guy's got a cannon.
And that one traveled just about 50 yards.
Well, so they're going to have was the call the hold then on the defensive hold? It's just we're sitting here raving on the quarterback, but the ball is now spotted. It's a 1st and 10, but it's going to be on balls. Could be Friendswood's 44-yard line. Jackson on the keeper, trying to get outside. He's not going to go. Guess who? Luke Sanchez makes up for the penalty. Nice job that time for a 1-yard gain, and that is it for Martavian Jackson.
Yeah, Spiller getting up the field right there, creating a little bit of a hole for Jackson to get through. Good job by Sanchez and making sure that Jackson does not break through.
Lance Wingate in at DT now for the Mustangs. Still have Tinger and Hermes in there. Stevens and Helton in at linebacker. So it's a good mix right now of starters and reserves. Trips to the left side for Jackson. Jackson rolls to his right. Hermes, pressure, didn't get it. Intercepted, Luke Sanchez. He goes down to 40. Forget the penalty. Luke Sanchez with the tackle and the pick. Great job, young man.
How about that? Sanchez with a little redemption right there. Teammates showing him some love. Hermes coming hot off that edge. Jackson felt the pressure, let it go early, and Sanchez capitalizes.
That's another one of that junior, Friendswood Mustangs that John Scott was talking about at halftime. That crew, that junior class just loaded with talent. But you know what? I'm going to say this too. There's a lot of good sophomore talent out here too, and of course, a lot of great senior talent. It's just a bottom line up and down. Friendswood has a strong football team. If you didn't know by their record, you know it now. Garden looking across the middle, got Johnson going to be brought down at the 45 of Galveston Ball. And that will move the chains for a 1st down for the Mustangs. 7:18 left here in this ball game. How much longer are we going to see Gurdon, Justin?
I imagine the rest of this drive. I'm surprised he's in here right now.
I kind of was too, but we'll see if he, one more drive. This is it. Gurdon hands off. That's going to be Noah Pallets around the right side. Going to be about a 3 or 4 yard. We'll give him 3 on that carry for Noah Pallets. Should see some more, I would think, soon at quarterback.
I'm interested to see if we see some more of Pallets in weeks to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Julian Monroy in at receiver now as Christian Lee comes off. Got to think Lee's done for the evening. McCabe in at wide receiver as well.
Yeah, if Lee is done for the night, ended up with 105 yards and a score. Great night for Christian Lee.
One of his best games of the season. There goes Palace around the right side.
I think that hold, I think it's coming back.
I think you're right. Got some new O-linemen in there as well. So that will bring that back. Ryan Mitchell back in the game now for
James Davis.
For Davis. And we do have a change at quarterback. We were wondering how long it's going to be, and there it is. Zach Zamora does come in for Luke Gurdon. Luke Gurdon's night is done. We'll get his final stats here shortly. We'll take a quick – I tell you what, we'll stay right here. We're going to have a quick time on the field, but we'll stay right here. Again, for Friendswood the next 2 weeks, you have 2 home games. You will have Foster next Friday night, and then the week after the homecoming battle, the Shadow Creek Sharks, who I don't know if they're a surprise or not. I'm not surprised at all by what they're doing. Maybe that the fact they are undefeated. However, they are more than undefeated. They are putting a statement on every game they play this season.
And Gurdon tonight, 321 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a handful of interceptions.
Absolutely. Hand up this time to Pallets around the right side and be run out of bounds. Back to the original line of scrimmage. Well, a little in front of that, back to the 42-yard line. That would bring up a 3rd down and 8 now for the Mustangs. Again, Zamora in at quarterback.
Mustangs taking their time. And again, thank you all for tuning in to MCS. We appreciate everybody. Feel free to leave comments. We'll comment back. Maybe.
Like we have,
maybe not.
Like we have some love on Twitter from a Miss Cheryl Petrovic. Is that correct, Justin?
Oh, absolutely. She's always supporting, showing love. FISD member, teacher, good at what she does.
And just an outstanding human being. I'm going to say it right there. And she has a bunch of good sons, one that you know pretty well.
Yeah, it's his birthday today.
Oh.
Shout out to you, Jacob.
Happy birthday, Jacob Kriska. Absolutely. All the way up in the Ozarks. Is he is right now?
I'm sure he's celebrating by listening to MCS News, Friendswood versus Galveston. No better way to spend your 22nd birthday.
Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. So, Jacob, if you're listening, happy birthday. If you're not, shame on you. Mr. Scott leaving the press box again. John Scott, thank you so much for joining us tonight, sir. You saw a good one. It is 4th down and 2 for the Mustangs, and they are going to go, and Galveston Ball is going to call the timeout.
Play clock was down to 2. Should have let that thing tick.
Absolutely. Again, I know we're kind of having a little fun here with something, but we love the fans listening in. We appreciate this. Again, it's a labor of love from all of us. The best part of what Justin and I do on these Friday nights is getting to work with outstanding MCS students. And, it's just been such a blessing that this program has been instituted by Thad Rohr and MCS Sports. And it just gets better every week. I mean, I'm so excited about the opportunities to see this grow over the next few years. This is a student-run broadcast all the way. All we do is talk football. We are not technical gurus up here at all. And if it wasn't for the students behind the scenes, who we will give some love to very shortly, you wouldn't be hearing these voices tonight. So thank you again to MCS, Al Tag, everyone, Dana Owen, who helped this get off the ground this year. Friendswood goes forward on 4th and 2. However, there's going to be a false start, and now Friendswood will punt the ball on 4th and 7.
Oh, and you're right. It's always a lot of fun broadcasting. Love doing it exclusively for the Friendswood Mustangs.
Yes.
Love going to school here. Love the community. Everybody really is one here. Everybody looks out for each other. It's a great place to raise a family, go to school, everything else, and especially play football here. I had a great time my 4 years at Friendswood High School. A lot of close games. Always played generally on the winning side of things.
No, absolutely, and that goes even back to the younger days in the Colts.
It really does. It starts young, and it was a winning culture with the Colts and the Broncos at a young age.
Absolutely, and again, that's just like I couldn't have said any better than John Scott did at halftime. He really summed up what it's like to be a citizen of Friendswood. His words they're so true. Absolutely, and so proud to say that even though that wasn't my hometown growing up, that's been my hometown for the last 25 years, and get a chance to raise my family there and continue to do so has just been a blessing. And again, I know you guys who are listening to us, you understand completely what we're talking about. And couldn't be more proud right now of this football team for Friendswood. They're up 35-7. They're going to get their second district win. And we have a new quarterback in for Galveston right now. And we'll get that name in a second. Hand off to Dalton around the right side. He's no stranger.
Like sophomore Graham Ledbetter back behind the center.
Looks like big 77 for Friendswood is going to come into the ball game. That's going to be Trey Pettigrew. And right now we have one guy with the numbers on my chart. That's always lovely.
It's like Bryant in coverage down low on Nigel Green.
Dalton out in the flats. Pass to Dalton. That's a wobbly throw, but he catches it around the left side, 30, 35. Oh, goodness gracious.
Late hit right there on Clarence Dalton, letting that frustration show. Steps out of bounds about 2 yards before he lowers the shoulder right there on Josh Janis. Janis took the brunt of it, but hey, it's worth moving him back 15. Take one for the team.
Coach Accardo had to get some of his players back. They got a little excited off the bench right there. Some of his old linemen, and Coach Accardo says sit, and when Coach Accardo says sit, you sit.
Absolutely. No lip. Nobody's giving him any lip. Accardo is going to run the sidelines. Professional get-back man.
He does know what he's doing down there, does he not? That's fun to see right there. And I in a way don't blame Clarence Dalton. He is frustrated. Good running back right there.
I mean, Dalton's had the ball in his hands about 40 times this evening, and time after time has just not had any space to work with.
And he was out of bounds already and did lower his head down and put a shot. I think it was on. Who said it was that Janis?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Janis held his ground.
Somewhat.
As good as one can when a Clarence Dalton
lowers a shoulder on you, especially when you think the play is over.
Now, I do like to see, though, even though you don't want to see anything after the play or extracurricular, the offensive linemen who are sitting down, finally getting a breather, get up to defend these reserves for the Friendswood defense. So that is nice to see right there.
Yep, love all around for the Mustangs.
So that will bring up a first and I don't know what the sticks are doing here.
There's no way that's right. Because it looks like a first and
3.
First and 3. Not seeing how that's right.
They're saying first and 4 because he got the first and then the penalty.
They're going to say it was dead ball after the play.
First and 4. So it is first and 4. One we call out very little. Dalton's out of the game right now. I got a new back in the back. No, that is Dalton. Excuse me, John. I'm sorry. That is
Dalton. Still and how about on the tackle? You got Josh Janis slinging him down. Brought some force on that one.
Yes, he did. It's going to be a first down and 10 for Galveston as he only had to get the 4. 4:25 left in the ball game.
It's like back at safety, you have Wade Winters along with Janis.
Get some other players.
Looks like you got Bryant and Ehrman on the far side.
Back to pass, little pump fake. Looking for number 9, Nigel Green. Nigel almost comes up with that ball.
Bryant with good coverage along with Janis coming over top. Nigel had a chance at it. Looks like he had him in the hand, but the presence of Bryant jarred it out.
Bring up a second down and 10.
Nigel just hanging out about 30 yards past the line of scrimmage. Just mad at himself. Should have came down with that one.
2nd and 10 now for the Tours. Green going out. Again, new quarterback for Galveston ball, Graham Ledbetter. Dalton still in at tailback. For Friendswood in at linebacker right now, Logan Kirk. A little movement on the defense. Guys just getting set. Ledbetter back to pass. Oh, he's got some pressure from the backside. Gets it off. Complete. Ball's dropped.
Yep, looking for Ellis, the sophomore, coming across the formation. Ball a little low. Ellis should have came up with that one. Got him in the hand. Ball just a little low. Made him slow down. Not complete his route. Brings up a 3rd and 10. And Galveston ball, just story of the game, has not been able to get anything going on offense tonight. Friendswood has had their way offensively and defensively. They've given ball chances to score off of Friendswood turnovers in Mustang territory, but they just were unable to capitalize.
Ledbetter empty, Dalton off to his left. Ledbetter back to pass. Got some pressure. Ball's floated out incomplete. No chance to catch that one is Jaden Bennett.
Yeah, it looks like Ledbetter was rolling out the wrong way, had to throw the ball all the way across the formation, looking for Bennett, just skipped it short, didn't have a chance. 4th and 10, and the punting unit trots out.
Tran will do the kicking duties again, and we're going to have Halada in there, still going to be returning this kick. And I would imagine when Friendswood gets the ball back, Justin, it's a lot of run to get this game out. Ready to get on the bus, get back over that causeway, fight that I-45 traffic where you got a closure out there tonight, ready to get back. Or maybe spend some time on the strand this evening. We still got a little time left. You and I will not be spending time on the strand.
Well, it's disappointing.
Sorry to hear that. Got to get back to the mainland and get ready for that Astros game tomorrow. Get us a little rest. Get ready for hopefully what's win number 2 tomorrow.
Well, I got to get home and get some sleep tonight. Got a big day ahead of me tomorrow.
Big day, really? What you got?
Cornhole tournament.
Cornhole tournament for the Rockets.
Go home, ice the shoulder.
Yes.
Make sure the inflammation is down. I've been tossing bags all week in preparation.
And you got a former Friendswood alum as well. Is that correct, as your partner?
Former Friendswood wide receiver Braden Eubanks.
Beautiful.
Not known for his footballing, but the cornhole, people know the name.
Gotta love it. I think I may do some Bed Bath & Beyond myself tomorrow. So big day.
A big day. Maybe go to Home Depot.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. So Halada is back there to return this kick from Michael Tran. Again, 3:51 left here in the ball game. Friendswood will go 5-0 on this season.
Seriously, watch this.
And 2-0 in district. Young man on the crowd mic outside. It's going to be a short kick by Tran. Hits at the 45 will be put down at the 46. So Friendswood will start this drive from their own 46-yard line. Noah Palace back in at tailback for the Mustangs. Zamora still in at quarterback. We have a sighting from the Ball High Tornado.
It's like a
mascot. I thought it was at first I thought it was a cheesehead, but no, that's the Tornado.
Seen those?
I like that.
Ever seen those chips on a stick that kind of wrap around?
Oh yes, I like that.
That's what I'm saying.
I like this. Making an appearance over here on the Friendswood side. Welcome, Tornado. Pallets. About a 3-yard gain on that one. Zamora immediately looks at the play clock. Says, "How long do I have to stand here?"
He is going to have 30 seconds to chat it up with Pallets. Try and tick this thing down.
Again, don't forget, next Friday night we'll be live from Henry Winston Stadium, 7 o'clock kickoff, as Richmond Foster will come in at, they're done. They won tonight. They'll be 2-0. They won 31-7 over Terry this evening. And every time I look at the score, Shadow Creek puts another one on, 59-0.
Oh, boy.
40 seconds left in that ball game. Snap goes over Zamora's head. Zamora just running around for his life. Goes
Smart
down.
by Zamora.
Absolutely.
Smart by Zamora. Don't take any shots right there. And tell you what, when the reserves come in, we've had some trouble with the snaps.
I would agree. And it's Coach Koopman, an old offensive line coach himself. That was not going to please him. I don't care what the score is.
Oh, no, not at all.
Hightower still on top of Angleton going into the fourth, 13-7, looking for that first win of the season. Again, Shadow Creek's going to finish this one off tonight, 59-0.
Well, if you're Friendswood, going into next week, you have Foster coming in 2-0 undefeated. And really, you got to be content with the win tonight.
Sure.
You got some things you can clean up like you do every single week. And Gurdon has really thrown a couple interceptions. There's a few too many this year. You know, one was unlucky off the fingertips of Alvarez, but two really poor decisions from Gurdon, who's usually poised and precise in the pocket.
By the way, next week, Shadow Creek, if you're wondering who they have next before the Friendswood matchup in 2 weeks, they will play Galveston Ball at home.
That's tough. That's a tough one to bounce back from.
Yeah, Galveston Ball has faced now the first 3 games of the season, the 3 undefeated teams in district back to back to back. That is a tough way to start your season for G-Ball. Play clock kicking down to 10. Got some reserves coming in. Just filling a spot, young man. He does. 4, 3. Get the kick off. Alvarez, nice, good night. That's a beautiful kick. That's going to hit at the 10 and go into the end zone.
That ball went about 70 yards.
That was a boot right there from
Spiral and everything.
We'll take a quick break and be right back here on MCS Sports. It is 35-7 Friendswood. We'll be right back.
What if I could tell you that a full-blown wildfire was going to occur tomorrow right where you live? Tell you exactly which neighborhoods it would engulf and how fast it would do it. The first thing you would do is talk with your loved ones and make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a wildfire will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you make a plan anyway? Visit caloes.ca.gov and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait, communicate. Brought to you by Cal OES, FEMA, and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to Kermit Corval Stadium here on the island in a beautiful fall evening. Not quite cool yet, but we're getting there. New running back in the backfield for Galveston Ball. Justin, we got in there. Clarence Dalton's out.
And Dylan Parrish with the carry right there. And a good carry at that, about 10 yards, brought down at the end of the play by Wade Winters.
Get some new linemen in there for the Mustangs. Going to let Better roll around to the left side, slides down. Chased down by Jacob Rich in the ball game now for the Mustangs, along with Dakota Allen.
It's late in the game. I'm not sure why you're running the ball with your quarterback. I think just about done here. Just get everybody safe on the bus home.
That Better barks it out. Little pass. Quick out is going to be brought down immediately. It was 2nd and 3. Maybe get a yard on that play.
Looks like Winters again on the takedown, doing a good job of coming up from a safety spot, not giving him any room to work. 3rd and short, and that should do it.
Just
10 seconds remaining and ticking. See if they try and get one more play off here.
I bet you they, well, I was going to say they do. Ledbetter is still standing there, and it is going to be over. Your final score here tonight from Corval Stadium on the island, Friendswood 35, Galveston Ball 7. We'll be right back here on the Frank's Collision Center postgame show right here on MCS Sports to wrap this up. And welcome back here from Coralville Stadium, where the final score here tonight is your Friendswood Mustangs 35, the Galveston Ball Golden Tornadoes 7. Friendswood goes to 2-0 in district, along with, as I'm checking the scores now, Richmond Foster is also 2-1. Shadow Creek, that score is not a final, but it's 59-0 in the fourth, so I'm going to go ahead and give them the W. They are 3-0. And that's going to be it. That's the three top teams because Terry lost tonight to Foster. Hightower is now down to Angleton, 14-13. Friendswood next week will play a home game versus Foster and then follow that up with Shadow Creek. So a lot of changes in district here, Justin, these next 2 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Friendswood going in undefeated, looking to stay that way, going up against a tough Foster team. Now, we were talking a lot about Shadow Creek, but Foster is no team where you can look ahead at that next week. They are a quality football team, undefeated in district as well, and they're definitely going to give the Mustangs a task.
Yeah, no doubt about that. But I'll tell you what, I like the way Friendswood's playing right now. You know, it's different guys every week. You know, Austin Alvarez, you know what you're going to get out of him. You know he's always going to be there. Tonight, you know, we had some great running from Halada. Gurdon, yeah, he had some ups and downs tonight. But, you know, came through when he needed it. Offensive line, thought did a great job. Defense, another stellar performance, only giving up 7. You know, it just, you can kind of go on and on. But all that being said is, hey, enjoy this for one night, get off the island, get back home, and get ready for Foster tomorrow. Tonight's play of the game, the hometown banker Friendswood play of the game. And this was a game when there weren't any just, you know, plays that just sit back in your head and say that was a difference maker, because Friendswood, after that first drive or two, really got things going. But Justin, what do you have for the play of the game tonight that really put this thing in motion, kind of led Friendswood to this victory?
Like you said, Friendswood just dominated this thing from the start. Usually we like to give the play of the game for what really changed the tides. But tonight it was all Friendswood the entire game. We're going to go Christian Lee, the 13-yard strike. Gurdon to Lee. Lee sneaking out of the formation, 13 yards for 6, making it 21-0 Friendswood, giving ball no chance to come back.
So Christian Lee, congratulations on that play of the game tonight. Now, speaking of Christian Lee, he's one of those candidates for our hometown banker Friendswood player of the game. Had a solid game tonight, over 100 yards receiving.
105.
And again, as I said earlier, just thought he did a great job with the ball after the catch.
Yeah.
However,
Lee showed some physical running, absolutely.
Absolutely. All that being said, Christian Lee, you're not the player of the game for us, though.
Tell you what, we're going to have to start a fan vote, A, B, C, or D.
I like that, too.
It is hard to pick sometimes, but we're going to have to talk to the management and see if we can set that up. So we're between Hermes, Lee,
yes,
Alvarez, Halada. All three great games. It's always hard to give it to a defender. Hermes did everything he could.
Sure.
Sacks, some TFLs, recovered a fumble, blocked the punt.
Yes.
Hermes, another excellent game, per usual. But you are not the player of the game.
No, you're not. Austin Alvarez, another solid game.
2 touchdowns, over 100 yards.
When you need a first down, you throw to Austin Alvarez.
He must be the player of the game.
Austin Alvarez, you are not the player of the game. Tonight's player of the game is to go to Colton Halada. Justin, why?
Halada, technically your backup running back.
Sure.
Came into the game, stepped up. You knew what he could do. 162 yards and a receiving touchdown. Halada dominated the game from start to finish, was having great success running outside the tackles. And, hey, there's no passing game without setting up the run game.
Absolutely. And, by the way, plays a little defense, too. You know, just throw that in there and return some kicks. So, yeah, Colton Halada, you are the hometown banker of Friendswood player of the game. And, again, that is not a slight to any of those other guys. Congratulations to everybody. And, most importantly, congratulations to Friendswood for getting that second district win under their feet. Again, next week we will be live from Henry Winston 2 weeks in a row. Looking forward to the Palace at Henry Winston Stadium, where we're going to see an undefeated Richmond Foster team coming in to play your Friendswood Mustangs. And again, thank you to MCS Sports for all they do to get this broadcast on the air. And tonight, no doubt, this doesn't happen without Lindy Grubbs. Lindy, you were outstanding tonight. I could give you a headset and we could talk, but I'm sure right now you don't want to do that. Lindy, thank you so much for putting us on the air. You were outstanding. Justin, would you agree?
Absolutely. One of the best broadcasts we've had. Everything is running smoothly, getting better week in and week out.
Yes.
Looking forward to next week back at home.
Absolutely. So for Lindy, myself, Justin, great job, Justin. Good luck in cornhole tomorrow. I am Kirk Lowe, and as always, thank you all for listening to MCS Sports broadcast of Friendswood Football. We'll see you next week. Have a great weekend, and go Stros.
This has been a presentation of Friendswood High School Athletics on the MCS Sports Network. Tonight's game was brought to you by Hometown Bank, Select Spine and Sports Medicine, JSC Federal Credit Union, Generators of Houston, Motor Trends, Montz and Mayer Dental Group, and by RE/MAX. Thanks for listening, and go Mustangs!